these mics.
All right, I'm gonna go make me something to eat. Then take your time.
Okay. Shut that fucking dog up! Close his door! And close his curtains! We are live! Ladies and gentlemen, it's 2023 on my calendar. There are some people who are still living in 2022, and that would be my co-host Ty here, who Eagles were flying high, and now the waters are about to run dry.
Say that every week.
Like my man Megatron said, and probably one of the most influential movies of my life as a kid, I waited an eternity for this. It's over, Prime.
You see Dak Prescott hurt again?
Listen, whoa. First of all, The Cowboys got Cooper Rush. He's got better stats. He doesn't throw an interception, 2 of them a game like Dak Prescott does. So we are in good hands with Allstate. You understand? So nobody's worrying about Dak. Dak Prescott is probably a detriment to the Dallas Cowboys right now. Probably is. So he get hurt. Hey, you know how it is. The coop, the loop, valley oop. Rush time. Rush time. So anyway, this is the first time we've been live in about 2 weeks or so. Hell, I don't remember. I do remember not doing anything and putting on probably about 6 pounds over the holidays because, you know, that's what it is. So it's been crazy busy. You know, once the kids are out of school, kids are looking to go to a high school, pick the private high school, cost the Rick a bunch of money. And then you got to worry about, you know, now, see, that's the thing here. When you go into the whole, towards the end of the year, especially with school, with kids and stuff, you see what they got to do. They got to reset because now they got to get ready to go back to finish the year off. But then in the meantime, you're trying to figure out what high school they're going to go to and all that other garbage. So that was going on. So they picked a private high school, Notre Dame. They picked here in Connecticut, and it ain't cheap. So because it's not cheap, I said, well, all the things that I wanted to buy and that I wanted to get going, I'm going to get them now. Because I don't want any bills hanging over my head. I only had one bill. And the one bill will be, you know, their tuition, which is about $2,000 a month. So, yeah. But I owe it to them because, you know, my parents didn't have the resources to do that for me. So, let's see what they're going to do. Look, the first C they get or something like that, their ass is going to the public school, you know. So, you know, you work hard, you get hard results. But if you're not going to do it, I ain't going to throw my money inside of a barrel and burn it. I'll be damned if that happens. But the NFL has been going on. We had some life-changing events going on in the NFL. We had a serious injury. A man went through cardiac arrest. Live on air, live on the field. And that changed, I think, a lot of things for the league. Not only did they lose a game for the week that could have playoff implications or seeding, they also got Skip Bayless tweeting dumb stuff, and now everybody wants to attack him. And Sharp didn't show up on the show the next day. Like, you got
doubling down on the tweet.
Yeah, then doubling down. Like, yo, listen, I get it. I understand his job is the villain on the show, but sometimes, man, you just got to do what's best for business. And I think doubling down on a tweet like that on what happened to Hamlin was just, it was idiotic. You just some things you just don't mess with. Like, you know, they always tell you, like, you know, I don't really care. I go against the grain, but I'm not paid millions of dollars. Like, they tell you when you have a YouTube show, you shouldn't talk politics or you leave that stuff out. Like, that's one of those things. Just leave that alone, man. You're talking about a man who had to be resuscitated. He basically died on the field. And then they had to get him going again. And I think a lot of mothers, because, you know, mother's job is, you know, to coddle their children and, you know, make them, you know, nurture them, where the fathers be like, hey, you know, show you that tough love. A lot of mothers probably took their kids off of football teams from that hit. And from that event, they already didn't like this whole CTE stuff. See, we only hear about CTE, Ty. We hear about CTE. We hear about a guy that kills himself over CTE. We hear a guy who talks about how depressed he was before he killed himself. But we have never seen a man, in theory, die on the football field. And thank God that didn't happen. But, my God, it was close. What are your feelings on that?
It was crazy to me. Because when I saw it, I'm like, oh, he just hit him and they went helmet to helmet. Maybe, you know, he fell out from a head-to-head contact. And I see they say his chest, to me it looked like his shoulder went into his chest. His helmet went helmet to helmet, and then he hit his head again. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong. Then everybody coming up with their own assumptions. I found that crazy. Football already a physical sport.
Mm-hmm.
To me, they not paid enough either. They not paid enough.
Well, I think they're paid enough. I don't think they have enough guaranteed money. Yeah. You know, that is, you know, an issue that I think it is. I think they're paid handsome. Hell, listen, when you're paying a guy that can throw a football more than you're paying a professor in the inner city that's trying to get these kids on the right track, I have an issue with that. I'm just saying. You know, you get paid for 17 weeks. And, you know, I get it. You go through a whole lot of beatings and stuff through your body.
You may not make it through that week.
No, you might not, but you are paid very damn handsomely if you are healthy and perform. You know, hell, I can say that about a lot of jobs, but that's just what it is. You know, hell, if you're healthy and you perform your job and you do it well, you will be paid well. Now, listen, it's going to cost you something. It's going to cost you walking into the grocery store, pushing a carriage around without being a motorized rascal or something. It's going to cost you when you get out of bed and go, ugh, every time you get up. I mean, I only played football for 6 years. I played 4 in high school, and I played 2 years at some raggedy semi-pro league out here in Bridgeport, Connecticut. And I feel the effect. I'm hurt. Like, my body aches and stuff like that, and I only did it for 6 years. You know, imagine those guys that did it for 6 years as a pro, along with what they did in high school, or 10 years as a pro, along with what they did in high school and college and all that other stuff. So I'm not even on that level. I'm just saying I have aches. And, you know, I didn't play anywhere near the games that those guys did. So I think...
I'll give you an example. Hold on. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. Remember Johnny Knox for the Bears? When he got hit and folded up like a piece of paper?
Yeah.
He just learned how to walk a couple years ago.
Wow.
Look how long ago that happened.
Bro, that's crazy. Like, yeah, look, football is a dangerous game. And I'm going to tell you something. If people didn't gamble on football as much as they did, and the Super Bowl wasn't what it was, you'd probably be calling for people to ban the damn sport. But because football, believe it or not, yes, we're in America, it's a big part of our economy. Without American football, your FanDuels of the world and all of that stuff, they don't exist. That's what, listen, I'm going to bring it back to y'all like this. Remember when the whole pandemic went around, the NBA shut down, Major League Baseball shut down, all of those sports shut down. American football did not. It did not. They made sure of that because it's vital. Without American football, Las Vegas is dead. Vegas is dead without American football. You might as well close all the casinos. That NFL gambling money, that brings you over there to Nevada. That's what it does. That's exactly what it does. So that's why they ain't gonna listen. Football is too viable to the economy, and a lot of places, a lot of jobs, building stadiums, people selling hot dogs. Yeah, it's only for 17 weeks, but hey, man, it feeds a lot of mouths. You know, even imagine being a doctor, or well, they call them trainers for an NFL team or even NBA team. You getting a lot of money to only work that little bit of time. Hell, that's perfect. That's what you want.
It's $22 for a hot dog, so I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is bro. That's insane. So, a couple of scenarios today. And you know what they are. Well, you know, the Eagles can clinch the number 1 seed. And, I mean, it goes without saying, they also can clinch the NFC East if they win today.
When we win today.
The Giants... See, here's where the Giants are. I don't know about them damn Giants. I'm not a Giants fan. Obviously not. I'm a Cowboy fan. Or a Raider fan when the Cowboys lose. That's just how it works. But anyway, well, I'm not flip-flopper. I'm just, listen, I'm doing the football exactly what I did in gaming. I got tired of people banging on me for supporting Xbox, so I went and spent $9,000 on a PC. Leave me alone. I'm a PC gamer now.
You cannot keep flipping. You have to stay firm. You don't.
I'm up, bro. Listen. When you see my NFL Sunday ticket receipts, and you see a star down in my man cave over the freaking fireplace, when everybody that gave me a gift this year, shout out to everybody that gave me a gift, especially my mama, they all gave me stuff with cowboy stars on it. Everything, every Nike Tech hoodie people got me, they've given me. Make sure that it's a Dallas Cowboy color. That's what it is.
Not in Discord, Ricky. If your mama was in Discord, she'd be disappointed.
If my mother was in Discord, she'd be losing money because she's a Bells Bonds woman. Oh, shout out to Mike Andy. He's in the chat. He said, F the Cowboys. You know, Mike, I appreciate you being here, so I'm not going to answer you with venom. You must be either an Eagles or a Giants fan, because there ain't no such thing as a Washington fan. They left when Joe Gibbs left. So I know that's not you. I know you're not one of them. Oh, how? Wait a minute. Hold on a second. How could the Cowboys be trash when all of their draft picks since, I don't know, the last 10 years have had more Pro Bowlers than anybody? It could be.
No, still ain't won nothing.
But it's the owner. You guys got to understand that. It's the owner.
It's the players.
It's the owner, bro. Listen.
The players on the field, not the owner.
Oh, man.
The owner
Oh, my God. It's low-key. Low-key's in disguise. Jesus. He's coming here. He's starting trouble. And he's... Oh, God. You know what? Hey, Loki. Matter of fact, I'm glad you're here. Did you hear that the Mets... Now the Mets are talking crap to Correa. Talking about, hey, that leg ain't going to be good. We can't give you that $315 million. You know, oh, man, I wish we had a baseball show. Because I really like when the brothers talk baseball. Because a lot of brothers don't talk baseball. But we talking football right now. But he a Giant fan. They suck. Yeah, here we go. Carlos Correa and that hurt leg. But, yo, shout out to Vaughn. Vaughn's in the Broadband Bullies Discord with us. And he brought something to my attention before we go into detail in footballs. I don't think nobody won't play these 49ers, bro. Woo! Vaughn makes a good point. Like, listen, I'm consumed with the Cowboys. Cowboys lose, Cowboys this. I think if Dallas, I don't think anybody wants to play Green Bay if they get in. And I don't think anybody wants to play the 49ers. Like, the 49ers are probably the most well-balanced team when you think about it. I'm like, they'd be a problem. Imagine if they got their quarterback situation under control. Man, imagine if a quarterback who has 7 rings decides, maybe I need to take my talents to San Francisco because they already got a defense in place. They got wide receivers. Tom Brady might go home. When I talk about home, we know Giselle done changed the locks and probably got the keys and stuff. I'm talking about San Francisco. But that's our off-season show. We're going to have stuff like that. But I think the 49ers are dangerous, man. And I think nobody wants to play them. Listen, put it this way. Anybody who's going to play the Vikings should be feeling real good. And I think if the Giants hold, because the Giants can't move up. So if the Giants stand pat and the Giants play the Vikings, I think the Giants beat the Vikings in the first round. There's nothing I've seen from the Vikings that makes me think that they can beat the Giants. And the Giants, they got nothing to lose, bro. They gonna go. Listen, you saw what happened. Minnesota has the worst win margin out of all these teams, bro. They're barely winning. They can't stop anybody. They can't. You saw what happened when Dallas seen them, and Dallas had Dak Prescott throwing the ball to the other team, and they beat the hell out of them. But I think the number one team that nobody wants to play, and I say that because this is going to affect me. I think the Cowboys lose to Tampa. You ain't gonna beat Tom Brady at home. You're just not going to.
No.
You're not gonna beat Tom Brady at home. Nobody is. Nobody's beating that dude at home.
I'm not agreeing with you. Not agreeing with you. Y'all will beat them if y'all play them.
No, here's why.
I don't even like the Cowboys, but I'm gonna tell you why. Tom Brady has messed up with his team.
Yeah, but he's still Tom Brady. Ty, here's one thing. People think that Tom Brady is, a good offensive line, a good defensive coach with Bill Belichick. These are all true. But there's one thing that you guys forget that Tom Brady has that nobody else has. He brings his own officials to the game. Oh, my God. The guy gets away with murder. He's deflated footballs. He's got tuck rules. Tom Brady's... But hold on, Ty. Tom Brady's the only quarterback I've ever seen get sacked. And you get an unsportsmanlike conduct on him. Like, you can't touch him.
It's true. Well, let me explain to you why this is not true. He went over there, and I said this to you weeks ago. He went on that field. He talked shit about his offensive line.
Yep, he did.
And what started happening to him, Rick?
They started beating his ass. They started beating his ass. Hey, look. Listen, Tom knows he's not coming back to this team. That's why he's pulling this freaking, Tom Brady, Brett Favre kind of shit. Is because he know he ain't coming back to that team. I think Tom Brady, it runs deeper than just his teammate. He disrespected his coaching staff when he's sitting in here going and making another plan. Like, bro, what is that? Like, yo, that's the thing about players. all the good players across every professional league had to be chin checked. They have a line that they can't cross. Michael Jordan, who some people call the greatest of all time, and I beg to differ on that because Jordan didn't win titles until Magic got AIDS and the Bad Boy Pistons got broken up. That's just a fact. But the fact is, Michael Jordan didn't get great until he had what? A coach that held him accountable, didn't let him dictate what he was going to do to the team, and an owner who said, I'm not going out here and bringing all your friends in. I ain't doing it. That's why Michael Jordan was successful, because he had a guy that told him, see this line right here? You can't cross it. The reason why Tom Brady was so successful is because he had Bill Belichick who would say, no, I don't give a damn how many rings you got. You're still beneath me. I'm Bill fucking Belichick. This is my game plan. This is Josh McDaniels' game plan. This is what we're going to do. Bill Belichick is the only head coach that I know that can take a motherfucker that's a defensive guy, turn him to the offensive coordinator, and still win. Like, that guy is a fucking beast. And the fact that Tom Brady had him, the best coach in any pro sport, Bill Belichick, he had a line he couldn't cross. He gets checked. He ripped Tom in practice and tell Tom, you ain't shit. I need better. You throw it for 350 yards? I need 375. Like, that's just how Bill Belichick is. And I think once Tom wanted Arians out of there, who did fight with Tom, Bruce Arians was like, listen, this is how I need things ran. Tom, he didn't like it. He didn't like it. Tom didn't like the fact that he had to answer to somebody because he thought by leaving Belichick, it was going to be like having a substitute teacher. We ain't have to do homework. We ain't have to do none of that stuff. We can kind of do what we wanted to. And he did not like the authority figure in Bruce Arians, somebody who was staying on his back. But he won with him. The minute he gets Todd Bowles, and everybody knows Todd Bowles is kind of a pushover. He failed as the Jets head coach. Arians brought him back because Todd Bowles don't get it twisted now. He's a terrible head coach, but he's one of the best damn defensive coordinators you can ever have. And I think that's why Tom doesn't respect him, because he's a defensive side of the ball kind of guy trying to run a team offensively. And it's just not working right now. I think he doesn't have respect for him. And you show that he lost that respect when he starts going in a hotel room with the offensive team changing up shit. Like, what is that?
It's Tom Brady.
Oh, man. And, my man Loki said he thinks we beat them. Our DBs were injured. Yeah, listen. The Giants, I think the Giants just take... Look, if I had money left to bet on it, I don't have any money left, Ty. I bought me a monitor. I bought me a desk. I bought a PC. And guess what? I don't even have money for the mouse and keyboard on this goddamn PC. I didn't buy that yet. I don't have any money left. I'm done. I got nothing. I talked to Next Gen 720 last night, and he's going to try to find a way to get me a discount on some of these things I want here, because I'm hemorrhaging money. Because now, with the kids in this school, I got to find me a little side hustle. So that means, Ty, if you ain't got a camera, I'll get you one. Well, I think we
got
need
one.
Okay, yeah, we need to be
I got one in.
Okay, perfect. All right, that's what we gonna do. We gonna set it up to where we're live, because a lot of people want to see the reaction. They want to see the Rick's handsome face. They want to see when I'm shaved. Pause. They'll take it another way. But yeah, I think everybody else that has a platform that's successful, they are on camera. I think we should do it just to see reaction, because a lot of motherfuckers get animated and they start talking shit or this and that, whatever. And plus, I know everybody wants to see this $9,000 PC that I put this money. Everybody wants to see that. But anyway.
You got it.
No, bro, that ain't gonna be ready till February 1st. You can't just order a custom machine like that and think it's gonna be here next week. Wait a minute.
Did you ask about those prices like I asked you to?
Yeah, I did. I got robbed, but I don't care. I'm on some nigga shit.
Nah, Ricky. Nah.
I bought a gold chain. That's what it's all about. Listen, look, here's the deal. Here's the deal. You know how it is around here. When you show motherfuckers that you got the coin to do something, they'll leave you alone. They banged on me for buying a $1,500 desk. Hell, I might as well buy the PC. I might as well.
I don't like nobody trying. I ain't trying to use the word, but HOE. I don't like nobody trying to HOE me. You not gonna get me, brother. If something costs cheaper than what you trying to sell to me, that means you trying to get over on me. How can I trust you?
Well, but be honest with you, after going through the build, and I've talked to Noah, who is a distant relative of mine, so he's looking out for me. And Gotta Be a Legend, who's DM'd me and told me exactly what I should get and all of that stuff. And I appreciate everybody, Z, King's Blood, everybody that that tried to counsel me and to counsel me into the whole PC build and how to think, because I don't know nothing about that. I appreciate everything, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna do some nigga shit and probably buy the high price shit because I can. But seriously, listen, I can cancel it by 3:00 tomorrow, which I'm probably gonna do.
I just don't like the fact that he tried to get over on you and then lie to you, and then you said it's us, and it just didn't sound right, and then you come to him.
Yeah, bro, let me tell you something. I didn't know that when you buy a high-end PC, it's like buying a car. These fuckers have been calling me on my cell phone, asking me, was I comfortable? Did I do my research and get back to them? And because basically what I'm doing, because all those that don't know me, I am a procurement manager by career. I buy things as cheap as I can buy them. That's my job. And I handle shipping and all of that shit, outsourcing, logistics. That's what I do for a living. I'm working these fools to try to get the best price. It's not about the cost of the PC. I'm having these dudes in limbo so I can see what I can do. Because the best part of making a deal is when you have the money to do it, you can walk away from it. And that makes them say, hey, we can go lower. Loki's telling me, yo, come on, bro, return it. So here's the deal. I told them, so here's what happened, Ty. When I first did the build and I asked a lot of questions, the guy named was Juan that worked with me online, and then I talked to a woman on the phone, and when we saw the price was like $8,000 and change, I complained about it. As soon as I complained, they told me, well, we can take off $500. We got a special, it's $500. So I guarantee you Monday, when I call them back and say I want to cancel this, I'm going to get another $500 off. And that's just how it is. When somebody is telling you that they're giving you a discount, Ty, whatever they say they have one, they have three. If that man is telling me he's giving me $500 off this PC because it seems like I'm getting cold feet, because this is a cash purchase. I'm not financing through them. Just a cash purchase. So the minute I say, all right, well, you know what, I'm not sure, they threw $500 off to make me a little more sure. Tomorrow, I'm going to call them and say I'm going to cancel it, and they're going to probably throw me another $500. That's how this works.
You want to know why, Ricky? Because they hit you with a key word. He asked you, did you do your research?
Yes, absolutely, bro. They try to prey on dummies. And again, this is going to be a series on the channel of like, how Siri, no, they're picking up on the damn iPad. So what it is I'm doing actual videos of this, and I want people to see, this is what I did to build a PC and to purchase one. But I know that these people's prices are BS. I know that. And my bros, the Lokis of the world, the Gotta Be a Legends, King's Blood, Noah, Next Gen 720, everybody that's telling me, yo, they're overcharging you. My whole purpose for this, besides trying to flex, is to show people that when they're telling you that something is $8,000, $10,000, it's not really that. You know what it costs? Whatever you're willing to pay for it. And I guarantee you tomorrow, when I call them up and say, I want to cancel it, I saw a better deal somewhere for the same specs for $5,000. I guarantee you they come down about $2,000. But that's what I do for a living. So I wanted to see exactly where they want to sit with this, because I don't think they're not going to let $9,000 walk out the door. Because I'm telling you right now, their margin on this is probably about $3,000 to $4,000. That's what everybody's telling me. They're like, yo, Rick, you can get this spec and this spec for $5,000, and they're charging you $8,000 and change. I guarantee you, these people will come down about $2,000 to $3,000. Because I'm gonna say I'm gonna walk away from the deal. Nobody in business is letting you walk away with that much money on the table. They're not gonna do it. They'll take the loss. Well, it's not a loss. They'll lower their margin just to get the sale because they need it. The economy is fucked. There's no way they're gonna let a man who was willing to pay $9,000 for a gaming PC, and he said, you know what, I don't feel comfortable. There's no way they're not gonna let me walk out of there easy. They're gonna give me more nuggets in order for it to happen. And I want to see where they're gonna go with this, because right now there's only a hold on my card for about, I think, $9,370 something and like 3 cents. There's a hold on my card. And when I call them tomorrow, I'm gonna be like, hey, you know what? I thought about it. You know what? Mrs. Brown doesn't think this is a good idea. I gotta pull out. We can get it somewhere cheaper. The minute you say we can get it somewhere cheaper, that's when they be like, well, how much cheaper? Where can you get it from? And this is what I'm gonna say to them. Hey, I talked to Geek Squad, and I told them if I bring the parts, they can build it for me for $2,800 less. Guarantee. We'll start from there. But again, let's get back to football. But that's how you work these people. Again, I do this for a living, bro. I'm banned at like 13 freaking car lots of buying cars, and every time somebody buys a car or something in my family, they have me come with them. They done banned my ass. I can't. They got no haggle signs now, because that's what I've done for a living. I learned that from my grandmother when she had me cutting out coupons to go shopping and stuff like that. I've never ever paid full price for anything that I can buy in a store off the shelf. Now, did I pay more for one of my Xboxes? Yes, I did. The Halo Edition, I paid more for it. For the kids, because that was around Christmas time and they was talking that chip shortage shit. I did pay more for things like that. But, you know, yeah. Oh, okay, absolutely, low-key. I do got a plan, brother. Hey, listen, I didn't get the resources that I have by stupidly spending money. That's not how this works in this world. All your money be gone. But that, you know, as a career, what I do is I talk about lowering price, getting stuff cheaper. You know, but we'll see. We'll see where they want to go with this. And, hey, if they don't, then I can walk away and go buy it from somewhere else. I'm telling you right now, they're not going to let me walk out the door. When they're saying, like, you know what, I don't want it, it's too expensive, this and that, they're going to lower the price. Especially because it's a cash sale. Nobody likes to walk away from cash sales. But anyway, back to these NFL playoffs. Like I said, I think that I want Green Bay to get in, actually. Because I think Green Bay can do some damage. I think the best thing for me to see is if the Eagles get that 1 seed and Green Bay is in their bracket. Woo! Ty, you're going to be upset if Aaron Rodgers comes in there and beats you guys up.
If we get the 1 seed, that means they got to play one of y'all.
They're in your bracket because they're the lower seed. They're going to the bye week guys bracket. If you guys win that division, you're going to get your bye. But you're going to walk into Green Bay. Well, Green Bay's going to walk into you.
And they going to get stomped right back out.
I don't know about that.
We ain't the Cowboys.
Well, listen, the Green Bay, the advantages that you guys would have at Lincoln Financial Field are not an advantage because Green Bay has worse weather conditions. So that advantage you guys had doesn't exist anymore.
You don't need no weather advantage.
Yeah, you do, because you got a guy that can throw the ball. Well, they do, and your guy can't throw the ball like Aaron Rodgers can. He ain't throwing that ball in that cold. Are you nuts? Come on, man. You see where the stadium is built in Philadelphia. Right there near the river. Yeah. You think Hurts is slinging the ball over there in the winter?
Did we beat Green Bay?
Yeah, but that was a different Green Bay team.
Did you guys beat Green Bay?
Nope. Hell, we couldn't beat the Jaguars.
Damn.
Yeah, exactly.
Ain't nothing chilling to change. Right?
Yeah, hey, Loki's right. Loki, you're right. He can run. But do you want a quarterback with a hurt shoulder to keep running? He gonna put his ass down.
First of all, Ricky Brown, let's get into this,
Let's get into it.
Let's just say, for the sake of your happiness, he was really hurt, which he wasn't.
Time out. I don't ever want to see any black quarterbacks hurt. None, because we don't have enough. So go ahead.
Okay, I'm just saying, just for the sake of you, they say he was hurt, because you believe that. We all know that was a lie just for him to sit down 2 weeks.
Really? So you think Minshew is going to come in and win this game if you need it?
I'm saying the last 2 weeks. They was resting. You know what they was doing.
Bro, if the Giants jump out to a lead, bro, y'all in trouble. You do not want the Giants to jump out to a lead, I'm trying to tell you.
Ricky Brown, every week you said this to me, and every week
and here we are, one game different. Now, the Cowboys are dumb. If they don't lose to the Jaguars, then they win the division. If they went out. That was stupid.
Ricky Brown, look, listen to yourself. We lost with the backup quarterback, right?
So as did we. We lost to y'all with a backup quarterback.
I'm saying. We lost with our backup quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Versus our real quarterback. He only got one loss on the season. Our real quarterback versus our backup, and he did pretty good too.
How's your right tackle doing there, Ty? How about your defense? How about your defensive
He
end?
hurt too. He fake hurt too.
Oh man,
He'll
come
be
on,
back.
man. Listen, all right, you got it. So you took the Eagles are playing fucking possum here, is what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man.
Look how excited you is to see talking about who hurt, and who down. And
No.
out.
It brings good drama, but the point is, you had a chance to rest your guys. Now you can't. You got to go out here and win the game for real. The time
That's true.
you guys could have had 2 bye weeks, in a sense. You could have had next week and this week, but now you can't rest your guys this week because if you do, you're in the 5th seed if you lose.
Let me break this down to you since you forgot how our team works. How long do you usually do our offense be on the field, Rick?
Well, actually, your guys' offense is really your defense. Your defense don't get a lot of snaps. It's because this quarterback you guys have, 3rd and 12 is not hard for him because hell, he'll take off somewhere and run off and get out of bounds and yeah.
Rick, let me put this in perspective. They had to change their whole game plan because they switched quarterbacks. We chew clock, we run, throw people off, and our defense rest versus how they had to play these last 2. When you're not used to being on the field a lot, and you have to go be on the field, it's different. You're playing differently for that quarterback versus Jalen Hurts. You do not know what he's gonna do.
And
just like you just said, hold on, just like you said, Jalen Hurts can't throw. Jalen Hurts can throw. He don't need to throw because if you sag off, what he gonna do, Rick?
Well, listen, I hear what you're saying, but I think it's a bad thing when now all of a sudden towards the end of the year, when everybody's worn down, when everybody has nicks and cuts and scrapes, is the time that you guys got to spend more time on the field on defense. I think that's a recipe for disaster. And your defensive output has shown it. You guys can't stop anybody right now. Nobody. Like, you guys are giving up a lot of points. You guys
gonna lose today,
bro. I don't know. I see you. Listen, I'm just going by what I see. I see a lot of Eagles defense, hands on the hips, breathing heavy, looking to the sideline. Hey, come on, switch out. I've never seen you guys switch out so many linemen and stuff like you are now. Like these dudes, they're not wartime consiglieres.
A lot of them is old too, Ricky.
Yo, then you got Ndamukong Suh. He's good for what? 1st, 2nd down. Hell, he's begging to get off the field. I'm like, look at this fat ass. He's begging to get off. I'm like, nigga.
He didn't stay in shape, Ricky.
Yo, I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, I seen him 1st down, 2nd. He ran it. Now, what quarterback is that? He flushed him out. It was a good, like, he didn't get the sack, but Suh was running after him, bro. He needed an oxygen tank after that play. They took him out of the game. Like he ran him down a little bit, got him out of bounds, but then Suh was done. I didn't see him for the rest of that drive. I was like, look at this motherfucker. Bro, that ain't gonna get it done. That ain't gonna get it done. All I'm saying is, you have to win this game. There is no, you got to play your starters the whole freaking game. And look, knock on wood, that opens you up to being susceptible to more injuries. And you guys are already hurt. You can't afford any more losses. You already lost the best right tackle in football. He's gone. You gonna lose another guy because you guys were fucking around? Yo, this is crazy, bro. You better watch yourself, man. No, you're right, Loki. I don't think the Giants are playing their starters. I think, look, the Giants might look at it this way. I think the Giants will give you probably a half of their starters. But that's why I'm telling Ty, like, yo, if the Giants jump out to like a 14-0 lead, now do you keep the starters in? I mean, yo.
Well, if the Eagles jump out to a lead, then
game's over. If the Eagles jump out to 14-0, the Giants will be retarded to leave their guys in. They'd be like, yo, you know what? Screw that. We rest our, because the Giants can't move their playoff position. So if the Giants are going to play their guys, they're doing it for reps, timing, that kind of thing. You don't need a guy who's often injured like Saquon Barkley to go pull a hamstring running a sweep or something like that. You don't need that.
You want to come play for us too, just to let you know.
Who, Saquon?
Yep.
Nah, he gonna want too much money.
Yep. He already said he want to play with us.
They're not gonna get. Bro, listen. Let me tell you something. Nobody is paying these effing running backs. Like, they are done, though. Listen, Zeke about to get cut. Jerry Jones gonna run over to Zeke and say this: Zeke,
You've been pulling out titties in parades and getting suspended and all of this, and you got an $18 million cap hit. So we gonna need to restructure the deal, or we got to cut your black ass. And that's what's gonna happen. Zeke gonna take less money. He gonna have to.
Still gonna pay him.
Loki, you do not want Saquon Barkley on what's the name? I mean, listen.
He said it a couple weeks ago. He said he want to play for the Eagles.
Bro, you know what the crazy thing is, Loki? I thought the Giants should have traded Saquon Barkley because they could have got a high draft pick for him, but then they started fucking winning. That's what the problem was. The Giants started winning, and now you're like, well, damn. Now we can't get rid of him. We got to keep him because you're winning. I'm going to tell you this. The Giants are in a better position, I believe, than any of the other teams in the NFC East because they're paying no money to really anybody. Like, the Giants are going to have a whole lot of cap room. They're going to have a whole lot of cap room next year. They're going to bring back Danny Dimes, but they ain't going to bring back Saquon. Yeah, yo, bro, they're not going to bring him back. Yo, Dabo's a good coach. No doubt. He is. He's a good coach. And I think the Giants are smart enough to know, because they used to, listen, the Giants and the fucking Steelers used to be the best run franchises in football. I don't know what happened to the damn to the Giants. The Giants, when the Maras got up out of there, and I don't know what happened. When the old head died, shit just went south. But they're not going to pay a running back that kind of money. So, you know, they did start winning, but it's like this. Yes, Saquon Barkley is a once in a generation kind of Barry Sanders-ish kind of running back, but Giants ain't gonna pay him a whole bunch of money. He done been injured. They'll let him walk. You can find another running back. You know, now look, there's certain intangibles about running backs that, you know, don't grow on trees as far as his sight and what he can see and the way he can move. Yeah, you get that, but you know what? What does that last? 3-4 seasons tops, and then your guy starts to go down. Like the Cowboys, the old school Giants, when they had Thunder and Lightning, they show you need 2 running backs. You can't just have one running back getting the majority of the carries, being the air quotes bell cow. You can't win using that kind of running back anymore, because ask the Titans how Big Buddy's doing over there. They done ran him into the damn ground. He can't even stay healthy. He's
the whole offense, though.
Yeah, exactly. But he's hurt. Why? Because they ran him into the ground. I would have never thought that Zeke Elliott would have more rushing yards than him. When they both came into the league at the same time. Yo, Zeke has more running yards than him now, and Zeke got suspended for most of the 1 year, and he was hurt. And remember, for 2 or 3 straight years, the Cowboys always sat Zeke out of the final game, and Zeke has more rushing yards than him.
But you got to realize Zeke didn't carry y'all franchise.
Yeah, he did. Zeke is the listen. Yeah, Zeke carried the Cowboys since he was a rookie. Zeke is the reason why Tony Romo lost his job. It's not Dak Prescott. It's because Zeke Elliott and that offensive line was running the ball. Hell, they thought anybody could throw the ball back there. They did. That's what they thought. But Zeke, that's why Zeke will probably take less money, is because Dak could be like, look, bro, I appreciate it. You help their friends, and he can be like, look, just take less money and stay. But think about it. If you're a running back in your latter years, bro, you're gonna be signed for the league minimum for the next 5 years, or you're gonna take the less money and let Pollard get the most money. That's what's gonna be. Look, I mean, again,
Saquon wouldn't be treated like that with the Eagles.
Saquon is Saquon's in a tough spot because he should have signed his extension this year.
Nope.
He should have signed it early. He should have signed it. We're gonna have a dual threat back. We're gonna have a triple threat back there where you don't know who's gonna run that ball. And it's gonna be one hard season once this season's over. But Saquon gonna come fly with the Eagles. Yeah, so how you gonna, really? So you gonna pay your defensive ends and your right tackle now who's gonna be looking for more money?
Paid. First of all, Saquon had an okay year.
You mean okay? You know how much money he's gonna get in the free agency? What he's gonna be looking for? Y'all can't afford it. Bro,
what he's looking for, what he's gonna get is 2 different things.
You know, Hurts is looking for an extension too, right?
Hurts getting his extension.
But that's the point. You can't pay both the quarterback and the running back big money. You can't.
Why?
You can't do it. That's why the Cowboys are going to cut Zeke, because they pay Dak. You can't
Cowboys
do it.
organization has been trying.
Bro,
to do
listen, y'all. You know what? First of all,
let's get this. Hold on, Ricky. Let's get this out. The Cowboys organization, and I'm sorry to tell you this, but I truly believe y'all one of the most cursed franchises in
no, we're not
NFL.
cursed. The owner just
Yes,
makes.
y'all is. Yes, y'all is.
Listen.
Let me tell you why. Y'all dominate every regular season. Y'all dominate. Y'all have way better seasons than the Eagles. I will give y'all that. I can't even knock y'all on that. Yes, y'all do. But for some apparent reason, when y'all get into the playoffs, y'all look like the little giants of that movie. What's that movie called with the little giants?
It was called the Little Giants.
Yeah, okay. Y'all look like them. Y'all look like them. Y'all just go down. Y'all don't fight back, and y'all get beat on by teams that y'all better than. Why is that?
Well, because you know football, and we all know football. Who think we know football here? That's from me. That's to you. That's to Loki. That's to Parker when he does show up to work. Certain teams are built for the regular season, but not built for the playoffs. For the last 2 years, the Cowboys did have a team that should have been built for the regular season, and that is running the football and playing defense. A lot of those Cowboy teams that we were talking about that were failures were a heavily offensive team, but they couldn't stop anybody. You see what the Rams had they had two 100-yard rushers on them. Todd Gurley on one leg had 100 yards. Then they had a running back who was about as heavy as I was, running the ball up the gut on the Cowboys 2 years ago in the playoffs. So certain
offense this year. Y'all more.
no,
defense.
the offense this year is not that good. This guy Dak keeps throwing the ball to the other team.
No,
So
that's Dak's fault. He's stuck.
listen, the only way the Cowboys are going to win is running the football and playing defense. Look, I thought the Cowboys were good defensively. Hell, we can't stop anybody either now either. We can't. We got a good pass rush, but that's about it. But we can't stop the run. The Eagles can't stop the run either. The Eagles are the same way. The Eagles get after you. The minute you snap that ball, you try to do a 3-step drop, you're dead. You try to run the ball against the Eagles, then you got some success. If y'all, that's why I said y'all don't want to play Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers got a rushing attack now, bro. You're in trouble if Green Bay wins their game. I think if Green Bay gets in and they win their playoff game, they come play y'all in trouble. You can't stop that run. And you know Aaron Rodgers is a little slick, weird mustache, drunk eye having mother. You know what? Yo, I'm telling you, y'all don't want that smoke, bro. I saw what the Packers can do in the run game. They can run the ball, yo. And you don't want that. Y'all can't stop the run like we can't stop the run. And the more you keep Jalen Hurts off the field, and that defense is on, hands on the hips, heavy breathing, teaching y'all how to Dougie.
But the problem is, Ricky, is when we get on the field, guess what? Butts on the seats. You'll be waiting.
Hey,
You have to stop him.
you're right. Hey, look.
Yeah, he's converting over, and now our defense rushes again versus most people.
Yeah, you're right. Again, I don't even have an argument for that. You're absolutely. We're both right. Listen, two things can't be true at the same time, and that's kind of what this is here. It's two things being said. That's the truth. But it's unfortunate. I have to wait until 1:00. Well, actually, about 1:30, I know where the Eagles is at, because if I see the hands on the hips in the first quarter, I know the Giants is putting in work. And then that's when, we're going to start popping that champagne here in the Fort Worth, Dallas area. So I'm looking forward. I've never been so excited for the last week of the season game in about 3 years.
Yeah, because usually the Cowboys got the best.
Yeah, we do. Like there's something to watch now, because if the Eagles start freaking coughing the ball up, because y'all brothers been turning the ball over a lot lately. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? And y'all all blame Minshew. Y'all all blame Minshew. All of y'all.
No, I didn't blame him. I didn't blame him. You never heard me say it was his fault.
Yeah, not
He
you.
went out there and did what he
But
did.
all these other
Hey.
pundits were saying it was his fault. Remember that?
No,
I
no.
remember that. I heard
No, I'm
that.
saying, I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying,
Mhm.
no, they can't not this. The man put up over 20 points every game, 20, 30 points every game. That's true. But like I said to you before, it's different when he on the field versus Jalen Hurts.
We gonna see. And I can't wait to see it. So that's the NFC way of looking things. The NFC. The NFC is now the AFC is a little controversial here. because you already got Cincinnati bitching about this coin flip and all this stuff. Look, we all know the Chiefs is gonna get the bye there. That's just what it is. Now,
the Chiefs clinched their stuff.
yeah, they did. Yeah, they get the home field advantage. They get the bye, which I think is a bad thing. I don't like, bro. Every team that has the bye, they do get healthier, but they always come out sluggish. You'd be like, yo, look at the teams that got in the byes over the years.
Champion.
With the exception of, like, the 49ers back in the day when, Bill Walsh and Seifert, those guys, they didn't matter. But usually when the team comes off the bye, bro, they be looking crazy. Like, even Brady, he doesn't look good. Because if you even look at the stat, like Brady in the Super Bowl, he never threw, like, a first quarter touchdown or some shit like that. It's because, they be having him 2 weeks off during the Super Bowl, bro. They come out messed up. But, my dark horse in the NFC play, first of all, like we said, the Chiefs are going to be number 1 seed. But my dark horse in these AFC playoffs is the Jaguars. I think the Jaguars are going to make some noise, bro. They are dangerous. What do you think about that?
Nope, it's going to be the Bills.
I think the Bills,
And I'm going to tell you why.
Tell me why. I wish Parker punk ass was here because I have some thoughts about the Bills. Number one, they got a guy that they're a little thin in the secondary now. Let's call that what it is. You ain't never gonna see him again. So they're thin. Not only are they thin in the secondary, how is their psyche mentally going on there? You got a guy that almost died on the field. Will these guys go out here and bust it, give it 100%, hard hitting like Buffalo's known for defensive? Because Buffalo is more. People talk about Josh, what's the name, and all of this stuff. Buffalo's team is more the defensive team. Diggs and those guys haven't caught balls in like 2 weeks. They ain't doing it. It's the defense that's been carrying the team. So now the defense is lost, some of their mojo, so to speak. How do you really think them? I want to see how they react.
You want to know why I say that?
Why is that?
Because that injury did something to them. All of them came together. They finna try to win for him. Finna try to win for him. After he got hurt. Now, I don't think they playing this week either, to be honest with you. I don't think they playing. I'm not for sure, but I don't think they playing.
Well,
they were saying they don't. I guess they was trying to find out what's going on with him. He said he all right, so they might play. I'm not saying they might.
Well, he might play, but you got to be careful.
Not him, the team.
The team, yeah. I know what you meant. Now, you got the Steelers, Dolphins, and Patriots fighting for that last spot. I don't think anybody wants to play New England. You really want to play the GOAT? The coaching GOAT?
Oh. Boy, that GOAT Ben fell over. Hey, there ain't no GOAT no more.
All right, so you know what? I love when people say these things. It's low key again. He said now that he's doing better, I think galvanized. All right, it can go either way. When you start seeing DBs, Loki, making business decisions, not tackling. When the ball's running at them, we'll kind of know where the defensive heart is, so to speak. Now, you got the Dolphins, the Steelers, and the Patriots looking for a playoff spot. Now, the Patriots play Buffalo today. I believe Buffalo, but does Buffalo have to? I don't think Buffalo has to win.
They don't got to do nothing. They got their spot.
Yeah, I was about to say, they don't have to. Look, it's Cincinnati that can move up. But Cincinnati can't because I think Buffalo won the head-to-head. So Cincinnati, I don't think they can move up either because they're the 3 seed right now. I don't think they can move up. The Jaguars are set; they can't move up. The Chargers can't move up because the Chargers are the 5th seed. They can't move because they won their division.
Bills and the Chiefs is fighting for the number 1 spot.
Yeah, the Bills and the Chiefs. So that's done. Now the Ravens, they're I don't see them doing anything these playoffs, bro. Lamar Jackson still ain't ready. You think Lamar gonna be ready next week? I mean, he wasn't ready all the other week, but he gonna be ready next week.
Lamar gone next year. He gone. I don't think the Ravens want him.
Nah, they ain't. But here's the thing: the Ravens have shown that they can win without him. Is that right or wrong?
Not much.
But
not much winning. But win a couple games.
Exactly. But you see, you got to understand this. The NFL, at the end of the day, is a business. And if you can go and get one of these retread quarterbacks that you think can help you win and until because the bottom line is a lot of times these guys are going to start building their team starting with the offensive line and a quarterback. But if you don't have the quarterback, then you might as well start with the offensive line. And then you go get yourself a quarterback. There are always going to be quarterbacks available now because now, to me, the quarterback position has become oversaturated. There are so many quarterbacks out here now. There are so many. They're decent backups. Minshew is a decent backup. Cooper Rush is a decent backup. Like
they built their team around him, so it'd be stupid to go get anybody. You got to get somebody. If you go get somebody, they got to either play like him or you got to revamp your whole offense.
And low key, here's something that I want to. Isn't Tyrod Taylor the backup for Danny Dimes?
Man, Ricky Brown could be the backup for them.
I'm just saying, if you think Tyrod Taylor gonna lay down for the Eagles, bro, you are smoking something. Like, yo, that dude is not gonna sit here. He playing for a job. He don't sit there again. Tyrod Taylor is not finna just sit here and give you bad tape when he's gonna try to sign on with another team next year. Like, yo, that's not going. You're gonna get effort from the Giants today. I'm not telling you that Saquon's gonna play, but if Tyrod Taylor, who is a pro quarterback, who is looking for another job, who needs to put good tape out there, he's not gonna sit here and lie down for the Eagles, bro. Y'all might be in trouble today. I'm trying to tell you.
Nobody said that, but what I'm telling you is that we're gonna win, and they're still gonna make the playoffs. And y'all gonna lose in the first round.
I don't know. I see. This might be an omen. Rick went outside, let his dog out this morning. I looked in my backyard, and I looked up in a tree, and I saw a bird fall out of it and just drop. And my dog tried to go and grab it. Diesel, leave that bird alone. I said, this is an omen. This'll be the day the Eagles die. They're dead. The Eagles are dead. The Eagles are dead. They're done. The Eagles are going to go play Tom Brady. And now the Cowboys are going to have to face Aaron Rodgers. Damn! I don't want to fight. I don't want to play him. No, we can't beat him. We had a 2-touchdown lead and we lost. But let me tell you something. If the Eagles lose
scored 2 touchdowns, I don't remember that.
Yeah, we were up 2 touchdowns against Green Bay and we lost. We were up.
I thought. I think they kicked the field goal.
We were up. I think we were up 2 touchdowns on the Jaguars, or 10 points, and we lost that game too. They come from behind beating the freaking DCBs, man. That's crazy. But back to the NFC. I look for the Patriots to get in because they're playing Buffalo, who has nothing to play for. The Dolphins had their chance, but Mr. Scrambled Eggs brain over there, I don't know what's wrong. They keep letting this dude play. That man should be walking around with one of those them helmets on or something. He ain't got no business be playing an NFL game as many times as his brains keep getting scrambled. That's a recipe for CTE. This dude he in concussion protocol every other week, and they still letting him play. But I would like to see the Steelers get in. That's my aunt's team, and I'm all for the black coach. Hopefully, this is why people remember they were killing the NFL for adding another week to the regular season. This is what you get by adding that week. You got drama now, bro. You got 3 fucking teams fighting for this last spot. Yo, that's crazy.
You know what the problem is that it seemed like the refs and them not really figuring out what's going on when somebody hurt. Was that the Patriots or something? One of their players was real messed up.
Oh, actually, my bad. I think the Patriots are in right now. It's the Dolphins and the Steelers that are fighting. So I think the Patriots are in right now. So just to clear that up, I think they're in. No, is it 7? Oh, it's 7. So they're okay. They're in the hunt now. So they will make the playoffs. So if the season ended today, the Patriots will be in. There's 7 spots. I just want to make that clear. I don't want to mislead anybody. So okay, there's 7 spots, 1 by each conference. If the season ended today, the Patriots are in. However, if the Patriots lose today, the Dolphins or the Steelers can get in. The Dolphins are playing the Jets. The Steelers are playing the Browns. But that's kind of where we are with that. And
the Dolphins would try to just not make.
Well, you know, here's what I'll say about the Dolphins. They have been a poorly run organization for a while, and I think they're getting better. You know, they went and spent some money. They signed a Cheetah. They went and took old boy from the Cowboys to play corner. He don't never get no interceptions, but they could have his ass. But shout out to him. He's from Connecticut. He's from Bridgeport, actually. Went to UConn. So, you know, that's good. But, you know, the Dolphins have been willing to spend money to keep their team, you know, getting better, you know, over the last few years or so.
So if you ain't using no common sense to help your team, you know what is that?
Hey, look, man. It's something else, man. You can't win in this league. It's funny how they tell you that you can't win in this league without a quarterback, which is half true. You can't win in this league without a quarterback and a good offensive line. That's how you win. As long as your quarterback is standing straight up, if he's decent, you're gonna win. If he's on his back, I don't care how good he is, you're not gonna win. And that's just a fact. But if the Dolphins can't get in today, that's an L on Tyreek Hill because he took all the money, you know, to sit at home during the playoffs. You know, at the end of the day, I get it. You got to feed your family and all of that stuff. But, yo, man, I ain't going from a Super Bowl contender to a trash team. There ain't no way. I'm not doing it. I hate losing. Just me personally. I don't like losing.
It wasn't his fault. You can't put that blame on him.
No, I blame Kansas City for paying Patrick Mahomes all that money. Like, listen.
No, I'm saying that's the coaching staff part on. If they would have had any common sense for old boy, and they made him not sit there and y'all trying to hurt him, then if they would have had common sense to not play this man and let him rest and then bring him back, they'll be in the playoffs, right? They only lost like maybe one game with him, maybe one, maybe two. They would have been in a better position. But they so stupid that they sit there and let this man go out there and die 3 weeks straight. 3 weeks straight. He dead now. It's over with. He may not never be able to play correctly.
Yeah.
So I just felt like, why would y'all do that, knowing y'all had a great chance to make? They actually had a great chance to win. Honestly, you had two of the fastest drivers. You got a decent running back, and you got a decent quarterback.
And you can use those wide receivers to freaking pull them safeties up, and you should be able to run that ball, man. You know, the good old days.
Now look.
Yeah.
It's all messed up now.
Yeah, it is. So before we close the show, all right, so you're sticking to your pick of the Eagles beating the Giants. You think that's going to happen? For real?
Yep.
This dude. All right. Also, I say before we end.
Wait. Next week we gonna take.
Next week is the week.
Hold on. We gonna take some screenshots of Ricky Brown in the Discord after this.
Oh shit! Here we go. All right.
So I can show y'all how he get in.
I think tomorrow we need to do a playoff preview.
Cool.
Yeah, we're probably gonna do it because yeah, now we off the schneid. We got to get this year rolling, man. We got to get our. I done lost like 10 subscribers for not giving content. So I said, I done lost 10. I was up to like 128, something like that. I think I'm now at 117 or something like that, yo. Yeah, I was at like 128, man. Now we gotta put more. I think I'm gonna get some more stuff doing those shorts videos. My joints was getting like 4,000 views. I'm gonna do a lot of that when like the PC stuff get here. I'm gonna do a lot of those shorts when the monitor get here, when the desk get here. When like I said, I'm out of money as far as when it comes to the keyboard. But that's our NFL show. We gonna talk about this gaming thing here. Talking about the gaming music. Matter of fact, it's time, folks. That's it. Hold up. Let's key up the music for the primetime music. We want to thank y'all for joining us for the football part of the show. Go Cowboys! F you Eagles! Die, Eagles die! Alright, now that that's over with, now let's talk about a little bit of gaming. And we're talking about gaming, we need to change the background to the usual. The Activision deal is going to be talked in full effect. Oh yeah, we going with the Activision deal here. My man, So Ty,
Fix it.
did you hear the rumors? Or did you hear or what's going on here? Did you hear? Well, it's not really a rumor, Ty. It is what we call a change of heart by the FTC. Did you hear it?
No, I ain't hear that.
Yeah, check this out. So, everybody knows that the FTC is suing Microsoft to block the Activision Blizzard King acquisition. However, there was a pre-trial, Ty, last Tuesday, I think it was.
I heard the whole thing too.
Mm-hmm. Now, in the pre-trial, did you hear how the FTC, they don't want to go to federal court. The FTC is now talking about, hey, we're willing to hear to talk to concessions, but, Microsoft hasn't come to the table for serious negotiations yet. I remember Lena Khan
I was just going to say that.
was out here pounding her flat A-cup chest, talking about how, it's illegal and this and that and the Constitution. She was talking a whole lot of dog-ish, big time. Lena Khan was going crazy, talking about how it's illegal to try to merge. First of all, it's a vertical merger. Relax, lady. I think she was out of her league with this. Like, I get it. Look, listen. If you see a bunch of kids roughhousing people, you call the cops. Okay? If you see it again and again and again, you keep calling the cops. There's two things you got to do. You got to either get more cops or you got to change the laws. You can't change the laws by taking everybody to court. And I think that's where her problem was. They don't want big tech buying up everything, so you challenge them. Okay. You know how you stop that, folks? You go to Congress, you make up laws for that. If there aren't any laws in place to stop this stuff from merging and people buying stuff, you can't stop it legally. So until the laws change, you can't do anything. So we'll just leave it at that. But anyway, Lena Khan she was talking big. Talking about how, it was illegal and yada, yada, yada. But now they're talking about concessions. And on the flip side of that, now the CMA, who everybody was saying was going to be harder on Microsoft. Remember that they're the ones that the CMA, if you don't remember, Ty, they were the ones who were saying people can write into them and let them know how they feel about the deal, as far as it being consumer friendly or this and that, whatever. Those guys, the guys they were the ones that released their first review and killed Xbox. They were talking about how it was going to stop competition. Remember, the CMA were the guys that mentioned Sony like 32 times and the consumer only 3 times when they were doing their whole review of the first phase 1 review. So now those same guys, the CMA, who was killing Microsoft, saying it was going to, hurt competition, now they've extended their look through. And look, I don't know if that's good or bad for Microsoft. All I know is that something happened to where both regulatory bodies are now changing their mind or their stance or their position, if you will. How do you feel about that?
I told you it was going to happen. We had this whole conversation. I told you it was going to happen.
Now, to be fair, I did say I think the deal's dead. And I still think that the deal won't happen, simply because it seems like the only regulatory body that has any sense, you would think it would be America, but it's not. It's the EU. The EU is the only regulatory body who I have seen that made any damn sense. That says, hey, we kind of know what gaming is. We're not worried about Call of Duty. Matter of fact, I think if the EU approves the deal, I don't think they're going to give concessions with Call of Duty, because the EU doesn't care about Call of Duty. The EU is worried about the cloud. That's what they were talking about. Hey, look, this cloud stuff might be, a monopoly or this. And that's what the EU was talking about. The CMA is fixed on Call of Duty. The FTC is just fixed on Microsoft as a whole. I don't think they even give a damn about gaming. Our FTC, our country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty. We look so stupid in these arguments right now, not only because it's an American company that we're trying to stop, but we don't seem to understand how gaming works. Anybody who thinks that you could be foreclosed upon by losing one game is foolish. That doesn't make any
pregnant.
sense.
That lady pregnant though, ain't she?
Yeah, she's pregnant.
That's why she ain't thinking straight.
Oh man, hey, listen. All I know is that ish that she was popping, it's changed a little bit. It's changed because now she's talking about. Yeah, well, not her, but she sent her minions out here to say, yeah, we could discuss some concessions. They said they don't want to go to federal court, but on the flip side of that, Microsoft put their balls on the table and said, hey, if the FTC doesn't come to the table with a resolution, if we get approved in the EU and the CMA, we're going to close the deal. And then they can come back and try to sue us afterwards because we got a deadline here that we got a deadline of June or whatever he said. You heard the guy. He's like, look, we got the woman. She said, look, we got a deadline. We're going to move to close upon, approval in the two other jurisdictions. If we get that approval, we're going to close the deal. Like, they basically said, they said, look, it doesn't matter what the FTC does. We're going to close the deal if we get approved. So everybody knew. Now, I don't know about dealings with the CMA in history, but I remember when everybody was under the EU umbrella. A la when Bethesda got bought, Cinemax, that the EU, they always said was going to be the toughest to get approved. Now the waves are kind of looking like the EU is the one that's going to have no issue with approving this deal. It looks like the CMA was going to be problems, and the FTC really has no leg to stand on. You can sue them in federal court and just win. So this is going to come down to the CMA.
But you already know they realize their argument is flawed.
Yes, exactly. They did. They realized it. But both companies did change their stance. Microsoft was saying that it was unconstitutional, and so was the FTC. They were saying it was illegal. And now they've changed their tone a little bit.
And Rick said right, Rick, the words they use, not what they believe, it was the words they used against them. Not what they was believing.
Yeah, well, okay, we put it that way. The terminology has changed on both sides. It has changed. It basically they're going from assault 1 to assault 3. That's kind of what it has transpired here. Is that it seems like that both. You know what I think though? I know the fact that the EU is concerned with unions. They like their people to work. See. Over there, across the pond there, they want unions to be in the video gaming industry because, look, I don't really agree with unions. Listen, for those that don't understand, unions, to me, are for the lazy man. Because in a union, you can have a guy that doesn't work as hard as another guy. You can have a guy who works his ass off in a union. And you can have a lazy guy that works not at all in the union, but he's still going to get a raise. He's still going to get the same benefits that the hard worker is going to get. That, in a sense, is not fair. But that's what a union does. And unions make you have to pay people more. I know that when I used to work at Stop and Shop. I got $1 raise every year when I was in the union. Yeah, I got $1 raise every year. And they had kids that didn't work as hard as me. I knew how to work a register, push carriages, do produce, and all that other stuff, and I got $1. But then you have a kid that only comes in when he wants to. He just pushes carriages, and he got that same $1. That wasn't fair. But that's kind of what happens here with the union. Now, there is a domino effect to this, Ty. Because now, if you have video game companies looking to unionize, and it costs you more money, that is going to put players out of the video gaming industry, and it's going to bring the big money guys in. Because if you think that video games were expensive to make before, once they unionize, they're going to become even more expensive. So now, what you're looking at is a game that was once costing you $200 million can now cost you $300 million. Remember those Sony exclusives that cost so much money to make? They can go up $100 to $150 million a game now. Now, what is that going to do? Is that going to make you say, hey, we got to cut half this force, and now you're going to have video games coming out every 7 years as opposed to every 4 years? for sequels on those bangers or those big AAA games. The domino effect can be brutal, especially on smaller companies. And then now the smaller companies, if they unionize, are going to be looking to get acquired by the larger companies. And then that's when you're talking about, consolidation.
But if you look why Activision wanted union, it kind of shows you why. Look what had went on over there.
But it's not even just Activision. All the Bethesda now. But now think about this. Now Bethesda they unionized. You already have Activision. They unionized. Now, what happens if Take-Two, all their developers that make 2K, they unionize? What about EA? What if all of them unionize? Bro, those parent companies are going to be looking to get the hell out of here to say, listen, the unions are fucking taking over. We got to go. Like, let's sell. Hey, who wants to buy this? Because now, this is where Tencent can show their fangs. Because now, Tencent can say, hey, you got this for sale? Okay, we want to buy. So now Tencent becomes bigger. So now Microsoft can go back to the table and say, hey, Tencent just bought 15% more. We too wants to buy 15% more. And then Sony, who is not as they don't have the revenue. Well, they put it this way, their parent company doesn't have the money that they have. What happens to them now? Is Sony going to be the one that gets pushed out? Does Sony merge with Nintendo and say, hey, maybe we're better off as a couple when we can fight these big tech guys, these big money guys, because we don't have the money to fight these people. Because if you're talking about unionization of the big platform game, the big developers, people are going to lose money. People are going to lose jobs. Something's going to have to give. It might be where you find yourself a friend and say, hey, look, we're better off together than we are fighting each other.
To Microsoft.
Well, that's going to be a little picky because it's going to be hard. Well, listen, that's why I said that Nintendo might merge with Sony. This is just a hypothetical. Again, don't hold me to this because there's two Japanese companies, and they won't have any problems with that in Japan. But will Nintendo, or will Nintendo could just go doing the same thing that it does? They got small dev teams. Hell, they only make Pokemon and that other stuff anyway.
Nintendo don't need no help from Sony.
Well, they only listen. The reason why they might need help, and I'll say this, is put it this way: you're going to see a lot of things change because if they become too expensive, Ty, then you can't make the games. If you can't make the games to be cost efficient, and they're going to cost you more, then you're going to make fewer games.
Let's just be honest, Ricky Brown. It's not really that many games that need to spend a lot of money on.
Well, you're going to start that. No, this is where you're going to see more and more retreads, more and more remakes, more and more of the same assets because you're not going to see a lot of what do we call this, risk taken. You're going to see an oversaturation, which it already is, with games as a service. There's going to be battle royales and everything now if they decide to use it. Nintendo,
they do that anyway. Nintendo does that anyway.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. But see, here's what happens though. Now Nintendo might die. They might die.
I'm saying Nintendo does that anyway.
They do, but you got to understand this here. Well, one of the things that is becoming more and more keen to being a successful game or platform or series is online play. And, Nintendo doesn't have that kind of infrastructure as far as online goes. They don't. They have Fortnite and all that stuff. They're not in control of those servers. That's all on Epic. That's what that is. But they're gonna have to change with the times eventually. They might start making games as a service. The only people who are gonna probably benefit, well, not only, but one of the people that are gonna benefit from this unionization of the video gaming industry is probably gonna be people like Epic. Epic, at the end of the day, they still have their Unreal Engine. They still have Fortnite. They're gonna still keep making their money. That's a fact. But I think you'll see less risk taken because it's going to be more expensive. You just see it here, man. Even in the movie industry, the easiest way to make a profit would be to make a horror movie. Horror movies were so cheap to make back in the day, man. You can get a B actor or actress Hell, you can film them on a freaking GoPro like they did with the Blair Witch Project, and it made buckets and buckets of money. And all you had to do to get on is sign your distribution rights away. And you, boom, you had it. You were straight. And now, it's funny because now the video game industry is mirroring the motion picture industry. They're almost like hand in hand now. Think about it. Now you have video games hiring actors, actresses, notable actors and actresses to be in these video games. They're mocapping them. They're using their likeliness. Hell, in a sense, it's a movie. That's why the games become more and more expensive. So now, once video games, in which they already are costing as much to make as motion pictures, and now you want to put them in a union? Why do you think movies are so expensive? Because of unions. You have the actors union, the directors union. All those fools have unions. And then once the video game industry unionizes, now all of that shit's going to start, it's going to cost more money. Gonna cost more money. And then eventually people that don't have as much money, or they like to sign a third party deal or a second party deal, they're gonna have to do it. I mean, look, think for example, sometimes all money ain't good money. Have you seen the article about what Square said about Sony? Did you see that, Ty?
Yep. They try to defend that to the sun.
Bro.
Wait. I don't like to talk about a lot of people, but Marlon Gaming, that man is a pure pony. I'm objective. I want to. No, you're not.
Not some of the stuff that he was saying. He's not objective. He's not, because here's what you got to realize. And I think I've said this in one of our first shows when we did our first NFL show, and we went on to gaming and we were talking about it. One of the things I said, and this was when the chat was thumping, it was on a Saturday. I said, hey, having something exclusive to your platform, you're not going to make any money doing that. It's going to hurt you, because being exclusive means you have to buy that particular platform to play that game. In doing so, you're telling gamers, you have to spend $500 to play this game. You got to pay another $450 for the peripheral to play this on that system. And what happened was, Square, in the article, is saying, hey, we signed this deal with Sony to make the games exclusive, rather it be timed exclusive or exclusivity period for PlayStation. It's hurting us. Square is losing money. There's a reason they had to pawn all the Lara Croft and all of those assets for dirt cheap. We were wondering, why is Square getting rid of that division? You can't. I don't understand it, bro. They gave away over 100 IPs for pocket change. Pocket change.
What you got? What's that game with Lara Croft?
Yeah, they freaking what's the name owns it now? What's the name owns it? Oh God, Embracer Group. Embracer Group owns it now. But think about this. And I was talking about Titus. I wish Titus was awake right now, fucker. Titus was talking mad heavy shit. Titus told the Rick. He said, Final Fantasy VII Remake was Square Enix's biggest PlayStation exclusive. That's what he told me. And that's bullshit. Because Final Fantasy VII Remake only sold 5 million copies. That's it. 5 million copies.
I think what people get mixed up at, you got to really think about this. The cost of what you buy for something, if he talking about money-wise, everything more expensive.
Hell yeah.
So if you going off that, he probably right, because it's more. It costs more now. But if you just going off of how many people bought it, no.
But there's two. That's a double-edged sword. You can't tell me that because it costs more to make now, that is justified that you only sold 5 million. Can't do that.
No. I'm not saying. I'm saying that if he going off making money for that game,
it didn't make money. Think about this. Where's the money? Do you realize?
The game costs more now than it did back then.
Absolutely, and you only sold 5 million. But think about this: Final Fantasy VII Remake sold 5 million. Let's hang on 5 million for a minute. Put a big 5 on the left-hand side in the sky.
5 million. God of War Ragnarok sold that in 48 hours. And Sony gets all of that money to the wig. Where Square sold 5 million over years and years, probably 2 to 3 years, only 5 million of that Final Fantasy VII Remake, and all of that money doesn't go to them. They have to share that with PlayStation.
And it's inside they subscription service too.
Bro, that hurts. I don't care how good you say a game is. I don't care how much money you put into it. How much advertising that Sony did for that Final Fantasy VII Remake. You only selling 5 million copies of that is an L. That is not enough. Square gets
And the
the L.
DLC and the DLC inside the subscription service.
Bro, yo, what the hell did Square get out of that freaking exclusivity deal? What? They limited their options. They can't release it on Xbox. It's some dumb pony to tell me something like, well, Xbox don't buy Square games. Okay, cool. What about Nintendo? Nintendo loves Square games. Do they not? Last I checked, I remember Kingdom Hearts was available on the Switch via cloud. Was it not? Yes, it was.
Yep.
Final Fantasy VII Remake, is it? You can't tell me that people that own the Nintendo Switch were not going to buy Final Fantasy VII Remake via the cloud. You can't tell me that they're not, especially when now you got RE Villages on there as well. And you got Kingdom Hearts on there. So you can't tell me that it wouldn't have happened. That's BS. If you're going to sit here and tell me you got a crystal ball that says that if Final Fantasy VII Remake was on Xbox and on the Nintendo Switch, that it wasn't going to sell. You can't tell me that it wasn't going to sell.
That's
You
not
can't.
the issue, Ricky Brown. That's not the issue. The issue is that I want you to think about this. Why did they come out and say that now versus when all this was going on?
Because now...
Wait. Let me finish.
All right.
Okay. They come out and say it now after how many people have said, oh man, we dropped our game in Game Pass and look how much money we made. Think about it, Ricky.
Mm-hmm.
They had no problem until that High on Life. What's the other two games that came out on Game Pass?
Oh, High on Life was a big one. That made good money for that publisher.
Now all of a sudden, Ricky, oh man, we shouldn't have we should have been global. We should have been global. No, you saw that bag Microsoft drop for Game Pass. Looked at Sony and looked at that little bag they gave y'all, because I bet you wouldn't have been big as what Microsoft would have gave.
Nope.
Do you know how big that would have been for them to drop it in Game Pass versus giving it to Sony?
That's crazy.
You know how big that would have been for them. They fucked up.
They
They
did.
fucked up and they knew it. Now they trying to backtrack on it.
But yo, how about them just slandering Sony like publicly? Like, bro, they didn't give a damn. They just said like, look, we fucked up. We should have never ever let that thing be exclusive. Oh, my man, gotta be a legend. What's up, brother? We talking that Square. Hey, yo, you know what? Gotta be a legend. What do you think about Square coming out, basically destroying Sony, saying that they're holding them back because of this exclusivity with their properties that they can't release it on all platforms at the same time? That's what me and Ty is getting into right now. And I said it before, this exclusive stuff is only gonna hurt you. You know, nowadays, especially, and the Rick means especially with PC coming a thing now. PC is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. If you don't let your stuff go on PC and the other gaming consoles, it's gonna die. It's gonna die. It's gonna die. The only games that are good are Final Fantasy game. Everything else, the publish sucks. Yeah, it does. But see, that's the thing. They're hemorrhaging money now. They got no money. They took Sony's money, and now they people are only playing the game on PlayStation. Think about this. You sold 120 million PS4s. You sold 30 million PS5s, yet and still you only sold 5 million copies of this Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's an L, bro. I'm sorry. That is bad. That ratio doesn't work out. That doesn't work out. That's an L. Not for Sony. That's not an L for Sony. Sony can say, hey, every time you see that Sony Bannister, exclusive, you put that Final Fantasy VII Remake up there. That's not an L for them. That's an L for Square.
Big L. Because I can tell you right now, them Final Fantasy games, they would do well on Nintendo. They would do well on PC. But, hey, they don't lock them down on PlayStation. Nobody's buying them. And this is what I think. You know what, though? I think, Ty, this is big. I think this is big because now you might have third-party publishers going to Xbox now saying, hey, look, you guys got 30 million subs in Game Pass. We can't even sell more than 5 million copies on over there. So why don't we make a deal instead? At least it'll get more exposure because it's behind a paywall over there. Please help us. You know, that's what they. Oh man, yeah, they started on Nintendo. Those Final Fantasies started on Nintendo, and they were big. You know, JRPG. That's kind of what it was. But now, when you lock it down on just that one platform, you know, day and date there, and then maybe they'll give it to you a year down the line. Maybe they'll give it to you 2 years down the line. Maybe they'll throw it on PC a little bit. Who knows? But, you know, a little birdie told me, a grandmama taught me is, you know, at the end of the day, they got to buy your stuff. And if nobody's going to buy it, then, you know, you're going to get an L. You know, where are you going to get the money from? I know Final Fantasy VII Remake cost a lot of money. I know it did. Yep. It cost a lot of money to make that game. And for all the money that it cost, for it to only sell 5 million copies, that is brutal. That is brutal. Do you realize that as much as some of these ponies were crapping on and defecating on Forza Horizon 5, saying, oh, they sold more than that. The $100 edition. Yo, that's crazy. Bro, that...
You want to know something else that's crazy? I think Square Enix might throw one of their next games in Game.
They're going to have to. Because I think Outriders did pretty well in Game Pass. They had more players. Hell, I remember the servers were damn near broke. Because everybody was trying to play it because it's on Game Pass. Game Pass is going to be big for games, for third-party publishers like a Square Enix. It's going to be big for them. Now, if I'm Square Enix, I go back to the drawing board with Sony and say, hey, look, at least put the bitch in freaking PlayStation Plus. I mean, damn. I mean, I'm saying a higher tier so where they can get a nugget for it. Because right now, like, bro, I'm sorry, not a lot of things get my attention the way that this article did is because last I checked, Sony was in bed with Square. They were buddies. And for Square to go out and make an announcement and say, hey, we're not happy, we should be filing for a divorce. Yo, that's crazy. Oh, man. Yeah, okay. It's got to be a legend says Outriders died a horrible death because Square Enix doesn't care about anything but Final Fantasy. That's true. That's true. That's true. That is true. I mean, Final Fantasy, that's their bread and butter. I mean, that's kind of how it is. You know, and, you know, they've been buttering their bread with that for a minute. But man, oh man, I can't believe that the sales were that low. And as much money as that game costs to make. Yo, that is crazy. So, I mean, Square has a couple of options. Do you buy your way out of that contract that you had with Sony and say, hey, you know what? We're going to release our games the same time that we do on PlayStation, that we do with Xbox, PC, and Nintendo. It'll cost you more money now that you have to develop for Nintendo because it's got to be via the cloud. You know, it's not like you can go buy a Final Fantasy cartridge and put it inside your Switch. You can't do that. You know, it'll be a hard sell on the Switch because the Switch is kind of mobile. You know, how are you going to play it in the cloud if you're sitting at the park walking your dog or something? You can't. You can't do it. So there's a whole lot of obstacles that they will have to overcome. You know, maybe Nintendo's, the next Switch, maybe that has to be more powerful, you know, than the last one was. Maybe Nintendo sees the future. Maybe that's why they didn't release a Switch Pro. It's because Nintendo might have just went to, listen, Nintendo ain't stupid. They've been doing this for years, they've been doing this longer than Microsoft and PlayStation combined. They've been doing this longer. So Nintendo probably says, you know what? Maybe we need to build a system that can handle, maybe Nintendo's making something that's comparable to a Steam Deck. And you can't tell me that the people won't buy it. Nintendo fans will buy the hardware. It
They
shows.
sold out when they first announced it.
Absolutely. It'll be so. If you told me right now that a Switch 2 was coming out and the pre-orders went live in about 10 minutes, they'll be sold out in 5. They'll be sold. You think they were scalping for them PS5s and them Series X's and S's? You wouldn't be able to get your hands on it. I remember when the first Switch came out. I couldn't get my hands on one until I had Zelda first because I was able to go buy The Legend of Zelda, and that sat on my shelf for about 2 months before I was actually able to get my hands on a Switch. Sat because they were all sold out. And I think Nintendo might have to up its game on its hardware. I think they probably said, hey, look, come on, you telling me Nintendo ain't sitting here tired of being a laughing stock? Hell, you got FTC regulators telling you that Nintendo don't count because it ain't powerful enough. Like, there's a spit in your face. Like, they're like, man, listen, you guys don't even count. Hell, that's a Game Boy over there. That ain't like these big things here, 4K, online, this and that. You're not that. I think that's where Nintendo's going with their next console. I think they got to be as powerful. Put it this way.
Go 4K 60.
It's got to be. That's the only way they're going to be able to compete. That's the only way. And they know that. They have to know. Nintendo has to realize that, hey, if we're going to make money in this industry, what better way than to up our hardware? Hell, with all the money they've made profit-wise on the Switch the last 5-6 years, you can invest in a more capable piece of hardware. They can do that now. Listen, Nintendo is missing out on big third-party support. Big third-party support. They're missing out on it. And, after a while, the shareholders come knocking on the door saying, hey, listen, you see this PlayStation Plus thing here? You see this Game Pass thing here? You see this?
They didn't even get Elden Ring, did they?
No, hell no. And that's what they're saying. Like, yo, I'm telling you, them brothers probably came to the table and said, look, the biggest game of the year, the Game Award game of the year, we weren't even in the freaking discussions with it because it can't run on our hardware. What are we gonna do? Do we want to do like the Wii U and make the big hardware? Because the Wii U was powerful. It just didn't have the software for it. But now I think because the Switch looks like it's going to sell as many consoles damn near as the PlayStation 2 did, you have that install base. You have the market capital to now release hardware that is going to be compatible. Not saying it's going to be Series X, PlayStation 5 type hardware, but it needs to be at least PS4, Xbox One X type hardware that comes out. It's got to be.
It got to be in between the Series X.
It does. It has to be. It freaking has to be. And I think that's where they're going to have to go. Because I think that if Nintendo does do that, then your Final Fantasies come back. Now your Maddens come back. Now your 2Ks come back. Now your GTAs can come on there.
The only reason I say I think it's like that is because they got Call of Duty, and I don't think that's gonna be on the cloud.
No, it can't. You make a perfect point. The fact that Call of Duty, Nintendo has signed a deal for Call of Duty to be on their platform within the next 10 years. And notice, they didn't say Switch. They did not say Switch. When Phil Spencer and Haki Ishimoto, or whoever that dude was up there, they did not say Switch. They said on Nintendo's platform. So they have something in the works that is going to be able to run Call of Duty. That's going to be able to run all of these other games. It's going to happen. They have no choice. They have to now. Nintendo is like the old man that had DSL dialed up for years. And he didn't want to convert to high-speed cable or freaking fiber optic. He didn't want to do it. But then he wanted to watch Netflix. He wanted to watch Paramount Plus. He wanted to watch HBO Max. Hell, he wanted to watch YouTube. And he couldn't because it kept buffering. Or if he did watch it, his wife couldn't work on her computer in their office in the house because it wasn't enough bandwidth. It just wasn't enough. So now I think Nintendo's going to be the people to say, you know what? You got PC out here. You got Xbox. You got Sony. You got Steam Deck, which is like portable. I think that the new Nintendo is going to have to be at least comparable to the Steam Deck. A lower end Steam Deck. It's going to have to be. It's going to have to be. And it's still going to have its little game cards because that's where they make their money. Because the game cards stop other people from freaking, you ain't going to copy them. Yeah, I mean, it's just you like Titus and do an emulator or whatever the hell you're doing. But yeah, that's how they're going to protect themselves. Because Nintendo, I'm going to keep it a bean with you. Nintendo doesn't like selling their stuff digitally online. They like selling them cartridges. If you notice that, them Nintendo cartridges are always $59.99. There is no sale. You ain't never seen somebody say, well, I got this new Mario and this and that. It was a Black Friday. Said, nah, bro. They don't do that. They don't do that at all. It ain't gonna happen. You paying full price. You paying full price for that Nintendo stuff. And that's what they gonna do. And ain't nothing you can do about it. You either take it or leave it. And a lot of people take it. And that's just what it is. They released a broken, raggedy, ran down Pokemon game that still sold like hotcakes. Offered refunds, these Hucklebucks still held on to it. Didn't even give it back. Said they was cool. That's power.
I mean, Cyberpunk was the same way.
Yeah. Because you got to understand. And again, and I hate to keep beating a dead horse, but that's why Nintendo is going to up their hardware. Games are bigger now. Games are more demanding. That's just what it is. Did you know the PC that I customized, that I wanted to buy, that's going to cost about $9,000, you can only still get 120 frames on Cyberpunk with that at its max settings. That's it. $9,000. All you can get is 120 frames. Not the 240 that, the
Cyberpunk is one of the hardest things. They benchmark off Cyberpunk.
Yeah, bro. Listen, ain't nothing to play with. That Cyberpunk shit, bro. That'll choke your damn what's the name out. That and that Crisis too. It'll choke it out. It's gonna choke it out. It's gonna choke it out, and that's what's gonna happen. So the gaming industry is gonna change. Unionization, bigger games be more expensive. Game release dates are gonna be far and few between. You're already talking about Halo going to Unreal Engine 5. That's crazy. Yo, listen, that's what they said. They said, you know what? Fuck this. We're going to go to Unreal Engine 5 on this thing. That's what we're going to do. Just change the whole damn thing. Just change it. Now, with that being said, now that you see more and more game developers going to Unreal Engine 5, how long before Epic gets bought? It's coming. You might have somebody like a Tencent, a Amazon, a Apple who wants to get into the gaming industry, well, a bigger part of the gaming industry pie. They might go and buy Epic.
Google.
Nah, Google shot their load. It didn't work. They fucking bowed out. I said, fuck it.
They can't make a console.
Yeah, hell, the Stadia freaking, what's the name, is probably on sale as we speak. The technology. They probably like, who wants to buy this? Who wants to buy the Stadia technology? You know who would be best for buying the Stadia technology? Nintendo.
They don't need to fix their online.
But they would be there.
Exactly.
They're online. Stadia would be the way to go.
I still don't understand why they haven't talked to Microsoft about fixing their online.
Because Nintendo didn't think it was a thing. Like online, they're used to. Listen, Nintendo is still caught in the past with the local. Everybody come to the house, play in the living room type gaming. They were going to stick by that as long as they could. But now they can't anymore. That way of playing locally. Listen, my kids are all in the same house. They all have their own room. They can easily go into Pudge's room. They can go to Eric's room. They can go to Edmund's room. They can all play on the same screen if they wanted to. But guess what? This was the craziest thing to me. I walk upstairs, and I walked into Eric's room. I hear him talking to somebody. He's playing 2K. I look over to him, Evan. He's on playing 2K too. I was like, wait a minute, y'all playing each other? He's like, yeah. I said, why didn't you just come into the room? He's like, nah, we just play online. And I was like, Pudge playing too? He's like, yeah. I walk upstairs, he's playing with them. It's like they're in the same house, but they're not on the same TV. That is a big difference, bro. That's crazy. Like, bro, 20 years ago, we would all have to be in the living room playing, sharing the same screen. Yo, that's crazy. Like, it dawned on me. That's when I knew two things. Number one, I'm getting old. And number two, times are changing. When you got your kids in the house, they're playing each other in the video game, but in different rooms. Online. Yo, that's crazy. Normally, I tell my cousin, hey, let's come play this Super Nintendo. Let's play this Sega Genesis. The 64. Remember, 64 had 4 outlets where you can get 4 controllers. We would play like that. The Xbox had 4 of them. The OG Xbox had 4 of them. Boom, came with it like that. Get 4 controllers. But when I saw that, and I saw them playing Doom Eternal online, this and that, I'm like, wow, times really has changed. Like, yo, that's kind of what this is right now. Like, these kids, it's all about online gaming. And what are my kids? They're younger. They're Nintendo havers. You know, that kind of thing. But that's what it's going to happen. I think Nintendo finally has to leave the younger generation behind. They always cater to children. Because usually, I could say 90% of kids that started video gaming started on some sort of Nintendo. Whether it be a DS, the old school 85 Nintendo Entertainment Center, a Super Nintendo. They started there. So, Nintendo might be in the mindset of doing what they used to do, Ty. Releasing a handheld console and releasing a living room console. They might do both again. They damn sure got the money to do it.
Yep.
Who gonna stop them? Hell, that was like double dipping. I think Nintendo made more money doing it that way. Because if they have a game that came on like the Wii U or the Wii, oh, we have the Game Boy version here. Or we have the DS version of this. And this is a 3D DS. As opposed to a regular DS, where you can buy the 3D version of the game, as opposed to this one here, that version. And I think that was kind of like double dipping, and that's where they did their whole thing. So yeah, they might do that. You know, why wouldn't they have to? You know, that's how you make more money. Like Deion Sanders used to say, I play 2 sports, I got 2 paychecks. You make 2 things of hardware, you got 2 paychecks. Parker, look who decides to show up. Parker, get in here. Get Parker in here. Get in here now. This is a marathon, Parker. Bring your behind in here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have found the Objective Gamer. After, I don't know, a month? We found the Objective Gamer after a month. Parker, you come here. He is, folks. Yeah. Yo, look who's here.
Hold on, Ray.
Yo,
Hold on.
You live, Parker. You live, brother.
Hold on for a minute.
Oh man, ladies.
Yeah, I know I'm live, but I want to put the audio from my head.
Oh, okay.
Headset.
Okay. Yo, it's good to have you, brother.
Hold on.
Oh, okay. I mean, you an hour and 48 minutes late, but that's cool. You know, maybe your flight got delayed and your limousine was late getting to the airport. You know, we don't know what happened.
You can hear me? Hold on.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yo, you can hear me now, Ray?
Yes, sir.
We hear you.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, my man. How was your New Year's party? How was your Christmas? I haven't heard from you. Everything good?
Oh yeah, everything good, man.
Okay.
I'm hearing that people be getting sick. They're like, Z and Post.
Yeah. Them 2 brothers gotta get a little more active. They gotta get up out of them chairs and get some steps in. That's kind of why that happened. And when I talked to them about that, I said, it's time that y'all gotta.
Was it COVID?
I don't. Z had COVID for like the 8th time, but I don't know what happened with Post. Post told me Post told me that he's well over 350 pounds. So now it's time to.
Are you sure Post told you that? I don't know if he told you either, but
I swear on my mother. I swear on my grandmother.
Word?
Yeah. He said he was up to 370 something. And he said he's lost 20 since then. So you would say Post is around about 350 pounds at only 5'10". Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's time to get a little healthy. It's time to get a little healthy.
Yeah, I guess you got. Yeah, that was like a scare.
Yes.
I guess initially.
Yes. Yes, I
You
remember.
gotta think about
I
it.
remember now.
Yeah.
I don't want to put your business out there, but didn't you say your brother died from something like that, like being like heavy?
I mean, I know. Yeah, he definitely was like overweight and had cardiac in him, and he didn't really because like he was just grinding because like he was like assistant manager at Stop and Shop full time. So, that's probably a blessing that he was rushed to hospital. Now the doctor told him, hey, you got to take care of this, because it could have been worse, and we all having a different conversation. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Definitely, definitely. So just to recap some of the things we went over a football thing. We talked about that, and that's kind of dead in the water. But we were talking about gaming, and the main subject we're talking about really is where does Nintendo go hardware wise?
Oh,
We were talking.
okay.
We don't think that Nintendo can stay with that low hardware. We think now, and Ty brought up a good point to segue into it. He said, "Hey, you notice they signed that Call of Duty deal, and it didn't say that it was for the Switch." And I think that Nintendo sees that they're leaving a lot of money on the table. They didn't get Elden Ring. They got to do Resident Evil, Kingdom Hearts, that kind of stuff via the cloud. And I'm saying Nintendo's probably gonna have to make a system on par with at least a PS4 Pro or a Xbox One X in order to
Um,
go competing going forward. The handheld stuff's not
uh,
going to work.
well, I would disagree.
Hmm.
And here's the reason why. Because business wise, the number one gaming market brings in the revenue is mobile, though, right?
It is.
So from that standpoint, Nintendo be fine with that. It's operating that mobile sphere or whatever, because that's what it is. It's a hybrid, though. And two, they're partners with Nvidia, so I'm pretty sure if Nvidia has a conversation. Hey, if they're trying to make it more profit, they'll come with a solution, a custom, whatever. But also, it could be the first time on console, DLSS, whatever. Because that's the only one. That's the only Nvidia only works console making it work with is with Nintendo anyway.
Now, do you
So you
think they
can
would
still,
make something comparable to like the lower end of the Steam Deck, where it could still be a hybrid, yet you'll still be able to play third-party games like a Grand Theft Auto, like a 2K on there?
also, I want to bring this to attention where also, Nvidia offers where I guess you could stream whatever. You get a subscription where you can use like the 4080 cards like in the cloud. So who knows how that might enter into the next like something similar, maybe with like a little like a 30 series card using something like that. Who knows though? Because I think Nintendo's lane, which is you see how the Switch is, so they're going to just make something like a Switch 2 along with that, maybe a little more powerful, but they don't need the big triple A bangers, so to speak, for them to be successful. How they do it though, right?
They don't
Because we
need to,
see,
but it would help increase revenue.
I think as far as revenue, they do pretty good, with the
Yeah,
games and
but
stuff.
you do want
But
to get
hell,
better
with the
though, Parker.
Pokemon, I'm saying though, but look at they don't really have. There's no game that really can compete really with the Pokemon like the apples to apples comparison though, like or the Pokemons and stuff like that. Everybody always will go by the Mario and the Zelda. The Switch, that sells. I think the next Switch is going to sell real good also though. So and plus, like I said again, they partner with Nvidia. So I guess if they want to make a little more powerful console, whatever, that's something them and Nvidia sit down and talk about. And it depends on how much money Nintendo's willing to invest into that and whatever though. It all comes down to Nintendo what they're trying to really do and stuff though. But it could be a little more powerful Switch though. I mean, I think that could be like if you get a Switch that get multiplex, a next gen type looking Switch with multiplex, that could be dangerous though.
Yeah,
Really.
and that's what we're talking about. Like, yo, what happens if like these dudes just say, you know what, let's open our wallet, take all the money that we made from the Switch, all of the money we made, from that gen, all the units we sold, and let's just freaking make something that is gonna be powerful enough to play these games. Because that we got into this conversation
Yeah.
because what happened was we were talking about how that Square was basically throwing Sony under the bus they were saying, hey, look, we don't make what we make is because, Sony is out here, they're exclusive to them. So that's why we our sales are down, or they're holding us back. And I heard that, and I was like, wow, man, they freaking put Sony on blast here, and it's supposed to be like their partner. Like, what was that about?
I don't worry about none of that. As far as games goes, like as far as over here, the games that Square does, as far as plus they sold all the Western studios. It's not the same like it was back then. How the games was doing though, if people play more shooters and stuff. And the free-to-play games and stuff like that, right? And the 2Ks and stuff. Back then, 2K wasn't as big as it is now, though. So I'm saying? There's a lot more out there that people could play. And some of the best games people play, I won't say best, that's subjective, but games they invest a lot of time in are free-to-play games. So
that wasn't what they were saying, though, Parker. They said they wanted their games to be global.
Yes.
And man, if you want to, here's the thing: if they want their games to be global, they'll be global, right?
No, they got.
Let me clear. Hold on. Let me.
They have a contract, though, Parker. They got a
contract.
No,
that's what I'm saying, though. If they truly want the games to be global, right? But obviously they went and did a deal with Sony. They could have did a deal with also Nintendo, this and that, whatever. But they chose not to, whatever reason. It's not for me to decide what was the reason why they did, but the point is, they're at off their own hand where they're at. They control what they want to do with their product. They chose to whatever to be aligned with Sony, whatever, right? And so that's on them.
That's what they trying to say. They shouldn't have done it.
Okay. There's a lot of things you say. Well, I shouldn't have done. Maybe I should have ran out of the street. I broke the.
Beep, 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 beep. The cat.
I'm saying that. No, I'm just saying that. Yeah, when things don't work out in your favor or how you thought it was going to be. Yes, maybe I should have done that. Yeah, like maybe I should have ran out of the street blindfolded, and I wouldn't be laying up in the hospital with 2 broken legs. Yeah, I can see that, right? You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
we respect your analogy, but the whole point, what Square is trying to say is that the Final Fantasy 16, whatever it is exclusive to PlayStation for a while. Final Fantasy 7 Remake only sold 5 million copies. It cost a lot of money to make, and the audience is cutting, well, I can't even say, it's only a third of the audience that they could possibly get because Xbox and Nintendo is excluded. Now, I get it. If you wanted to play Kingdom Hearts or like Resident Evil Village, you got to play it via the cloud. But I guarantee you, they would have sold at least 2 million copies between Nintendo and Xbox if it was available in Xbox and via Nintendo to the cloud. That's kind of what they're saying. They're saying, hey, look, we are hindered by this contract. Now, look, if they're really hindered by it, they just get the money back and say, hey, look, we want to release it, worldwide, globally, and they'll lose all of Sony's advertisement. That can hurt them too. So, it's one thing about talking about it and about being about it. Like, you can sit here and say Sony's holding you back, but at the end of the day, if you really thought Sony was holding you back, give the money back and show us what you're talking about. Show us how they're holding you back and how you can do better if you were to give them back their dollars for exclusivity. Because in Sony's exclusivity contracts, they match the parent company dollar for dollar in advertisement. So if Square's going to put $3 million in advertisement, Sony too is going to put $3 million in advertisement. And there's a reason why all of those Sony's commercials, you hear that scoop in the freaking commercial, they're advertising and they'll put your game on there. That's going to sell you some units. Now, in this case, it only sold you 5 million, and they're kind of bitter on that. Because I believe they're saying that because they're probably anticipating that the new Final Fantasy isn't going to do as well, is because it's only going to be on PlayStation. Because if you remember when they first showed the PlayStation 4 back in the PlayStation 3 era, they showed the Final Fantasy 7 remake, and that got people jumping out of their seats, doing cartwheels, backflips, slam dunking basketballs. Like, everybody was excited. They was like, wow, they're going to do a Final Fantasy 7 remake or remaster. Is going to be on PS4, and this is how it's going to look. That shit looked hot. And then Square, I remember, you can look it up,
they got a little bit of cold feet, and they were like, well, we might not do it. That was just a demo. And then once they seen people, it's like, no, we wanted it. People wanted it, and then they did it. Now,
Yeah, but
the problem with that game for me is they took away a lot of the good stuff that made Final Fantasy great. You only get to use one summon per battle. I thought that was terrible. There was no Knights of the Round Table materia summon, which that was freaking that was one of the reasons why you played the game, is to get the chicken, the chocobo, whatever. You get the golden one, you race it. But you race until you get the golden one. If you got the golden one, you were able to go to the mountaintop, because that chicken can go certain places that the other one couldn't go, and then boom, on the top of the mountain you found the Knights of the Round Table materia. And they didn't have that here, and that's why it feels like something is a little bit missing for the OG players of Final Fantasy. I'm not saying it's not a good game, but it was a little disappointing.
well, what I say again is the it's a lot more competition now, right? It's more like, it's not the golden standard it used to be though. As far as like you could say like the RPGs, whatever, right? It's a lot more stuff that gamers could play. And you look at Square, they haven't been as successful as they have been in years past. As far as like, you know,
It ain't what Ponies was saying.
I don't care what Pony is saying, but the subject matter is hand. Square hasn't been as successful as it used to be. Like I said, years past though, there's a lot more out there that we could play that's at our disposal. So, you know, a lot of people been at, you know, probably like, I mean, diehard Final Fantasy players will get that though. But even if it was like multiplayer on I don't think it would have done crazy on Switch, or obviously it would have been crazy on Xbox though, right? That's what I'm saying. So I don't know.
Well,
maybe
it depends. If it was in Game Pass, it probably would. You know, because everybody knows that nobody's going to sit here and buy a game that came out 2 years ago at full price on Xbox.
Yeah, even though it was in Game Pass though, it's no microtransaction in the game, so they still won't really make so much of money.
But you make money in the Game Pass contract about how many people download the game and play it. That's part of the deal. That's how you make the money. I mean, you'd be a fool if you only sign a contract and say, look, we'll give you $20 million to put in the Game Pass. Okay, you get the $20 million plus you get X amount of dollars for every person that plays the game.
But here's what I'm saying is, I don't think even putting Game Pass, I don't think it's like the majority of people that's on the PC and Xbox, right? I don't think it'll be a super large majority that's going to play that game. Plus, it depends on when the game will be released, though, right?
It does.
So yeah.
I mean, look, I'm an Xbox guy. I played it. I own every system, but I prefer Xbox. I played it on PlayStation.
When did that Final Fantasy game come out, though? What month?
It came out in 2020. It was during COVID, when the whole thing was going to get pushed back because of, all that COVID shit that was going on.
And what was the big games that came out in 2020? I'm trying to think back. I know.
The biggest game that came.
No, I'm saying let's compare.
Well, the game. Here's what's alarming. The game sold 3.1 million copies in 3 days.
Okay.
And to this day, it's only at 5 million copies. That's not.
Yeah,
I say that it's not very good because we got 30 million PS5s out there, and we have 120 million PS4s. I mean, even if you combine them, which is not an apples to apples comparison here, you're talking 150 million consoles, and out of that 150 million consoles, to only have 5 million that have been purchased, that's kind of shameful. Or put it this way, it's a letdown, and I can see why they make an article saying that, hey, Sony's holding us back because, here it is, we can have this game on Xbox, or we can have it in Game Pass, or we can have it on, we can have it on Steam, or we can have it in Luna, or again, it could be whatever platform, Stadia, whatever used to exist, it existed before. But you can't tell me that if it being in those platforms, it could have doubled to 5 million.
Here's the thing, though, right?
Wait, hold on. And they count for a sale when you download it free off the PlayStation.
Yeah, absolutely. That hurts even more.
Just think about that. So that's not even counting as somebody even bought the game.
Yeah. So the 5 million doesn't mean 5 million at full price of $59.99 or $70 when you had the PS5 version. But if you did buy the super version of it, which I did, you got the free upgrade. Because I bought it digitally and I bought it physically. I bought it physically because it came with like a motorcycle or something. With
And,
it.
and here's the thing. I've seen other games, right? First party or not, right? It releases on Sony's platform that does like really good. If we look at how Spider-Man did, right? That was like only on at the time before with the PC, only on PlayStation platform, right? That did well. God of War did well. The original Horizon Zero Dawn, that did well, right?
Yeah,
So,
but a lot of those Horizon numbers were inflated by being free in PlayStation Plus.
Before it became free, though. I'm talking about the OG one.
Zero Dawn?
Yeah, Zero Dawn, yeah.
Zero Dawn was at like 10 million copies, and then they released it in PlayStation Plus.
Oh,
And
right.
then it got up to like 20 million.
Okay, so that 10 million was looking way better than what the Final Fantasy did, though, right?
That's what I said. I said what Final Fantasy sold. God of War did that in 48 hours. That's
yeah,
what
but
I said.
what I'm
That's what I said.
saying
That's a L.
is, but it comes down to the game. So, like, maybe the Final Fantasy, a good franchise, but maybe it's not the same. It's not the same franchise it once was, and maybe the fans not super flocking to it like that, though.
No, you cut it off from the other fan base, so it can't sell more.
Yeah.
Okay, so you saying Final Fantasy always start on Xbox or Microsoft
That's not what I'm
platform?
saying to you. That's not what I just said. You said maybe it's not as popular as it used to be. When you cut it off from Nintendo, when you cut it off from Xbox, they have fans over there. So when you cut it off, you can't buy it unless you go get that console.
I
So
don't
they
think that's
have
the
that
case.
console, they can't.
Now,
What do you mean that's
now,
okay?
I don't think.
Now, to be fair, Parker, I think that's what killed Avengers on Xbox is when they told them that Spider-Man was going to be exclusive to only Sony. A lot of people were sour grapes on that, bro. And they went and said, you know what? We're not going to support this game. And that game did terrible.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Yeah, it probably did, but maybe that was the cause. Maybe it was, I don't know, because Spider-Man comes to much later, right? To playable though, right? It's yeah. So
Yeah, but think about it. Your bread and butter on a game is what you sell initially when it first comes out, because you can't wait. Because if you're waiting, then there comes a time where you might get in trouble, where people might not want to buy it, or you're not selling it for full price or what have you. So, you got to be careful and make sure that people want this game when it's released. You got to add the hype to it, and then when they're telling you that Spider-Man is not going to be available on a certain platform, that hurt that game. It definitely hurt that game, especially for the Xbox players, because my own cousin who plays, listen, or it could bet. No, listen, everybody's not like me. When I heard that it was only coming out for Spider-Man, because they announced that before the game released, they said Spider-Man to be exclusive to PlayStation. You know what I did? I went and bought the PlayStation 5 version, PlayStation 4 version, as soon as I heard that. But my collector's edition that I bought was for Xbox. But as soon as I heard that Spider-Man was only going to be on PlayStation, I went and bought it for PlayStation right away. I said, oh, no. I'm going to make sure I'm going to have Spider-Man when I play. So
yeah, like I said, okay,
that can't hurt you. That can hurt you if you don't. I mean, you got to first. And again, with Sony marketing the game, it probably doesn't have the exposure that it has if Sony wasn't behind the marketing rights of it. Sony does its job when it comes to marketing rights. No Xbox guy can dispute this. That's why Call of Duty is played most on PlayStation, because they have the marketing rights, and nobody in this industry knows how to market their shit better than PlayStation. That's a fact. When it comes to selling you $1 for $100, those motherfuckers know how to do it. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, they got my ass to buy that PSVR 2. They got me to buy that PSVR 1. They got me to buy all that stuff. The motion controllers and all the others. Nintendo can do it too. But see, Nintendo does it, but Sony does it to a different level. Sony will sell you something and tell you, look, this is going to cost more than the actual system, and you'll still buy it. Nintendo has never released something that costs more than the Switch itself, and people buy it. They won't even try, because they don't have the market cap to do that. But Sony does. Sony can do that. Sony can sell you, look, these PlayStation dudes, will buy anything. And not only that, the scalpers know this, and that's why they do it. But they do it, and that's why. Listen, and you can't tell me that Sony's not in bed with these scalpers. There's a reason why they only. I'll tell you why they are, Parker. They're in bed with them because if they weren't, they wouldn't have just sold that PSVR 2 on PlayStation Direct. They would have sold it to the other freaking stores too, because
hold on. Let me stop it. Let me stop right there. That's not true because when I remember, right, when those plays came out, they came exclusively to PS store first. Then after that, then they went to the other stuff, which is smart, because you wanted them to people to come and shop at your store, though. Even though that's what they do, though. So it's not because of VR. That's how they do. That's how they do the stuff, though. Any new product that Sony made by Sony, it's going to launch at that store first, then to the other retail. It's like a little window. That's what I'm saying. That's what they do, right there. So yeah, it's not they're not in bed with the scalpers, though. You know, so let's not put that narrative out.
I'm under the impression that there was never a console shortage. I always thought that every time somebody wants something, the harder that it is to get, the more you want it. That is a fact. Because if you just have PlayStations sitting on the shelf all the time, and especially with $70 games, and you got one company who's telling you, look, for $10 a month, you can get 400 games, you can't tell me that it's not as desirable.
You're wrong again.
It's not as desirable. Listen, I'm just talking about from my stand. Well, listen, you're different. I know that if I walk by something and I see it everywhere, it's like, whatever, I'll get it when I feel like it. But if you're going to tell me that something is hard to get, okay.
I'm talking about the shortest part where actually that was real.
And I tell you why I don't believe. I'll tell you why I don't believe that, Parker. Mm-hmm. Because their sales are almost on par with the PS4 sales were upon their release. And how the hell is there a chip shortage when you're on par for selling 120 million consoles like you did the last one? So where the hell is the shortage? Where?
I mean, it was a shortage, Ricky Brown. You got to do more.
How? I don't. I mean, you had 30 million in 2 years. Where the hell is the shortage?
Even your boy Play Rosia now, there was a chip shortage for PlayStation. So come on, Rick, stop it,
bro. They are on pace to sell even almost as many as PS4s.
It doesn't matter.
So where's the shortage?
It was a shortage. Keyword was.
I don't believe that.
So
shit.
okay.
So there's a shortage, but there's a new iPhone and a new Galaxy coming out every single year. But there's a shortage. So
it was chip shortages, though. What are you talking about?
Yeah, maybe for about 5-6 months, but then they started playing that up and making people pay more for stuff. I believe that chip shortage was about as real for about 6 months. I don't think that was legit.
You think about what he's saying, it do kind of make sense. That they was forcing you to buy bundles, but it's a shortage.
Yeah, bro. Come on, let's make believe. They just want you.
So y'all come on, y'all.
But Nintendo did the same thing with the Switch. They told you they purposely only released like 2 million Switches. They want to see who's gonna buy it for. Boom, we're all out of stock. Okay, run another 2 million of them. We just sold the last 2 million that we manufactured. Okay, that's how you keep people interested. You don't want to wear a house full of 10 million Switches where you can't sell them. You make 2 million, you buy the 2. All right, they make 2. Let's make another 1 million. Have them ship out next month. Okay, boom, you do that. It's all about logistics and it's all about supply and demand. If the demand don't meet the supply, then what are we doing?
Yeah, I can do a little more research, but it was a chip shortage. Come on,
yeah, Parker, we're not saying that it wasn't, but you can't tell me that chip shortage was 2 years. It was like 6 months.
You were saying, Sony's in bed with the scalpel.
Well, they are. Parker, the goddamn chip shortage. First of all, America was only shut down for 1 week. And I understand the chips aren't made in America. But other countries who weren't America, were not America, were still making shit. They were still producing. Guys were dropping dead at work. They didn't care. They didn't stop. We were the only country us in Australia were the only country in Canada that said, hey, you know what? Let's keep people home for a week. You know, shit's real out here. Only the cops and the fucking fire department and shit's gonna work. We were the only people that were doing that. Other countries, third world countries that makes that shit, those chips, those Air Jordans, all of that, they were still working. There was no goddamn shortage. They was using that shit to mark up shit. Well, you got iPhones coming out, iPads coming out, cars, all of this stuff. Where was the shortage? They was still making that shit. They were still making it. It never went away. If it was chip shortage, and we wouldn't have got an iPhone 12, 10, 9, whatever. How?
Listen,
They sell more
Listen.
iPhones than they do consoles, do they not? How?
Listen.
Where the fuck is the shortage?
like I said, it was a chip shortage. That's well
I'm
documented.
not saying
right?
it's not Parker, but it wasn't for 2 years. It was about for 6 months at the most. And they're trying to tell you that things are, oh, now we got PlayStations on the shelf. You been had them. You been
they didn't.
had them.
Bundling them.
You
They
still
been
can't really
had
walk
them.
in.
Yes, you
still
can.
can.
You can.
No, you can't.
Oh my God, they're
You wasn't
everywhere. Bro, I just see the goddamn PlayStation 5
You
at a,
talking about where you-
at a Wawa. They're everywhere now.
Yeah, you talk about where you at with a certain area.
Yeah, everywhere.
No, they're not always everywhere. Just I just can't
Hey,
walk
look, it's
in a
not my
certain-
fault that some backwards place who don't even have broadband out in freaking West Virginia didn't get their shipment of PS5s at Walmart yet because the truck driver fell asleep at a brothel or something. Other than that, the mainstream people, the Northeast here, people all down the coast, they're gonna have them. From East Coast to West Coast, right down the middle, top to bottom, they're gonna have them. That's the
Let me tell you how ridiculous the price is. I don't know if y'all got Sears where y'all live at, but if you go on Sears.com, they selling them for $900, $1,000, $880. That's how much they selling those bundles for. They was overpricing for those bundles because they knew that people wanted them, so they overpriced them.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't nothing new.
Listen, you're talking to
Or
a guy.
bundles goes.
Listen, you're talking to a guy and myself that has 3 PlayStation 5s brand new in the box, not even opened. Not even opened. Why? Because, yeah, I got a little greedy. I thought I could maybe flip one. I bought one for Omega Yazio. I thought, hey, you know, maybe I can flip these. I can't flip them. They're all going for regular price now. If you even go to StockX, they'll laugh at you if you try to sell a PlayStation for over $500. They'll be like, dude, what are you doing? The last one sold for $490. You're not getting $600 or $700 for this anymore. Those days are done. It's over. You're not getting that. So now, with that being said, okay, the stock for the PlayStation 5 is now back. Now, next year you announce a PS5 Pro and let them fight over that now. That's how it goes. That's exactly how it goes. Now the PS5 Pro comes out. Well, it'll be announced next year. That's what you do now. Hell, it might be announced at the Sony's event or whatever coming up down the line. Because now they're going to tell you, if you get the new PS5 Pro, it's going to work better with the new PSVR 2 headset. The same shit they did with the PS4 Pro. When you went out and bought the first version of that VR, they released another version of it, and hell, they told you, oh, sorry, by the way, your vanilla PS4 that you got ain't going to work as good with the VR. We made this Pro that'll work better. As a matter of fact, we made a PSVR 1.5 where that's going to work better. That's what they do. That's what they do. They did that shit. Legit. Like, the PS VR headset that I have, I believe the first one didn't have integrated audio or some shit. And then if you bought the next one, it had it. Like, they fixed that. Like, yo, that's how they get you, bro. That's how they get you. And this new PSVR 2 that's coming out, they're only making 3 million of them. That's it. They're going to make 3 million, let them get sold out. They sell them, they be on a $500-$600. And then what's going to happen? When the PS4 Pro comes out, the PS5 Pro comes out, they're going to have you another VR headset to go with it that's going to be, a better version or something that they thought, hey, this will work better with it. That's just what they do. They do it all the time. Xbox One X upgraded that. And what did they really give you? A little bit of a faster loading time? That's it. They didn't come out with any exclusive games for it. And a lot of people, they were banging on Xbox. Well, why didn't they come out with exclusive games for the Xbox One X? It's because Sony is the market leader. The developers aren't going to go out of their way to make a better version of a game for a system that got outsold to the One. Why the hell would they do that? That doesn't make any sense. Who's doing that? Nobody. Nobody doing that. If you eat at a restaurant that serves alcohol and it's not kid friendly, do you see any fucking high chairs in there for your kid to come sit down and eat? No. They're not gonna do it. They probably went and told Phil, look, we appreciate you upgrading your hardware and this and that, but Phil, why would we go the extra mile to make this game better to fit the specs of your system when you haven't sold enough? These guys over here, they sold, so we're going to make it on par with the PS5. with the PS4, and that's exactly why those PS5 games were running better than the Xbox games. There's no, that's why. It's not that, the PlayStation 5 is better. No, that's not it. Imagine having a glass that's 32 ounces, right? So both glasses are 32 ounces. However, the pitcher that's poured into that glass is 48 ounces. What's going to win? Yeah, they got the fluid to put it into the Xbox glass and make it better, but why bother? Why? Why would we go out of our way as a third-party developer to develop differently on your machine as the other machine? No, that's up to first party to do that. Third party's not going to do that.
This reason why third party's not going to do that, regardless of more they gonna what their job is, okay, if you make everything down the line somewhat equal, right? For
Yes,
the game,
absolutely.
okay. Then it's not going to be, this game's like 15% better on this side. Hey, we just going to buy this game over here. No, so you'll make it down a little. So that means both, communities won't buy the game. Though it won't be stagnant. Just one community just buying the game like that.
And don't forget, Parker, that Sony has a contract telling that certain developers cannot make the game better on Xbox. They know. If they know that the game is 4K 30 on PlayStation, but it can be 4K 60 on Xbox, Sony has it. No, you can't do that. You can't make it play better on Xbox. And that's what they do.
Marketing right.
Yes, you can't play better on Xbox. That everybody knows. This Parker, you're a PC guy. You built a fucking PC. You know everything about hardware. There is no excuse for those games to be running better on a PlayStation than an Xbox when an Xbox is more powerful. There's no excuse for that.
But here's the thing. I don't know which games is running better.
They should all be running better on Xbox, but they don't. They all run about the same. But the frames are higher on PlayStation because what? The PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5 are pretty much a 1-to-1 in development comparison. It's developed the same way. There's nothing really changed. But on Xbox's end, they changed a little bit from the Xbox One to the Series S and X. That's what the difference is. And the fact
if you have the Series X and the PS5, most of the games some pretty much similar in performance though, whatever though. For the most part, you're getting a 1-to-1
but it shouldn't
game.
be. But can you agree with me that shouldn't be the case? Like the Xbox should be easily outperforming the PS5. It's stronger hardware. How could it not?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. To me, it doesn't matter in the business side of things what they're doing, though, right? They're gonna make a 1-to-1 product for both consoles, though, right? They're not gonna cut some of their face off, right? They're not gonna do that, though. And as far as business is, no, they go, okay, it's 4K 30 on this side, it's 4K 30 on that side, so the communities can equally buy the game. Now, one is 4K 60, boom. Only on that side, you see, remember Microsoft. Those are your partners, so you have things down the middle, even though across the board.
But here's where I knew where there's smoke, there's fire. When the regulatory talks came out, and PlayStation specifically said that Xbox could make Call of Duty come out on their system, put it in Game Pass, and make it run better on the Xbox. So that already lets me know that Activision is making the PlayStation version of Call of Duty fit the specs and the needs of the PlayStation 5 and not the Xbox. Because they said it themselves. They say, you can't make it look better on your system. And I know where there's smoke is there's fires because one of the first things Xbox said when they bought Bethesda was the games will be first and run better on Xbox. The capability, there is no way for the last two gens with the One X and with the Series X, that hardware was superior to both PlayStations, and the games did not run better. That made absolutely no sense.
What game was
holding it back?
Absolutely.
You say so.
It
You say
is.
so, but
But Parker, they're holding them
Okay.
back contractually and by hardware. They said, Parker, it's in the contract saying that they can't make it play better. They can. They can absolutely make it play better on PlayStation, but they don't. They have it in a contract that they can't do it. It's in the
okay,
contract
then.
with the marketing right content. It's
All
there.
right, somebody post that then. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause, like,
Parker, I don't have time to. But we've been doing this for 2 hours and 24 minutes. We weren't
Yeah.
prepared to go down this rabbit hole, but that's a fact.
well, you did though. You
But listen, I go down a
Yeah.
rabbit hole because this is what I've read. This is what I've seen. Do all that
But,
regulatory?
like-
hold on. All that regulatory shit that Post Up be posting. I read that shit. It hurts, and I gotta take it in the bathroom, but I read it. And this is what what PlayStation said. Sony. They said, yo, it can't look better. Resident Evil Village, when they had the marketing rights for that, they said it could not play better or look better on the Xbox. This is a fact. They had the rights for it. They said, no, it can't look better on that. We don't want that to happen.
Now, okay, did it look worse? You know?
No, it looked on par.
Okay.
Hold on, it looked on par with the PS5 to the Series X, as they've requested. All I'm telling you is that game can look better and play better on Xbox because of the hardware. They have real RDNA too. They have all of that shit. Listen,
that has nothing to do with that.
but let me get to that. It's just what it is. They have better. That's why I went and spent all that money on this PC. I want to see what it's like to play on max settings. This is why people laughed me out of the building when they saw the final price of that PC that I was getting. They told me that I'm illiterate, but they don't understand my master plan. But by the way, the point is, I will never be held back ever again, visually, gameplay-wise, to a console. I'm not going to, ever again. Screw that. I want to see what the best of the best looks like. And I'll be damned it's going to be held down to a 1.5 by 4-inch tower or whatever. It's going to be by this 26 by 17 by whatever 60-pound PC. That's what it's going to be.
Let me break it down. A lot of games that does come on PCs not always optimized as good as the ones on console. Just throw it out there so you know.
Well,
and even though
the Xbox games should play better because they're actually built on a PC, where PlayStation is using Linux. So the Xbox games, their first-party games should look and play better, way better on PC.
I mean, maybe. Possibly.
I would hope so. I mean, it's running on Windows 11. I mean, goddamn.
But that necessarily doesn't guarantee that the game.
No, it doesn't. But I would think if a game is built on a PC, if you have a maximum spec PC, that it should play better on your PC than your console. I'm thinking it should.
Hold on. No, it doesn't always work like that in development.
But does it not should? But should it though? I know you're telling me that it doesn't, but shouldn't it?
I may be on paper, but it depends on the optimization process, though. That's something that you can't account for, though. See?
Well, I will find out.
And the reason why is that, though, the reason why I say that because you have a set specs on consoles that developers know,
Absolutely.
right?
Yep.
PC, it varies though and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, look again. Like I said, come February 1st. Well, a little bit, maybe 5 days after that. I want to see the difference in what I was.
You must be talking about PC Game Pass games. Yeah, probably. Okay, you'll probably get better textures.
Yeah, I want to see what Death Stranding looks like compared to what I've been playing on my PC. I put almost 100 hours into that game now. I want to see.
It depends though. It's not gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be like. It probably is gonna be possibly
See how smoother it should be smoother, right? It should be.
Yeah, but it might be a little better. You probably get more higher frames and stuff. Obviously that, but but damn, how much better performance you're actually gonna get. Now frames are counting, but I mean, I don't know social angle. You gonna play on a gaming PC, but look how much you invested on that game. It should do that.
Absolutely.
Joe, the money you put into
you know what?
it.
I'll be honest with you. The reason why I put that money into this thing is because I felt as though, it was Loki. Loki's back, man, capping because he and Xbox Guardians was oh god, fucking Loki. Loki's been, his cap is tremendous.
I gotta say that about Loki.
Guardians was a good game though. Actually won some. I think it might have won some awards. Been nominated for some stuff though. It was a good game. I completed that game on stream, by the way, and so I was the only one before it even came out. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a good game. Bomb said, "Oh, that game gonna be trash."
Well, that's because Avengers Stink was still on everybody's mind. That's where that came from, bro. And again, Avengers died. You can blame that on what's the name? Square. They're the ones that told you that it was Spider-Man was only coming to Xbox. I'm sorry, PlayStation.
Here's the thing, though.
Also, remember, they wanted to see Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans.
No,
they wanted to see those characters. They didn't want to see that cosplay, Halloween costume, fucking Avengers, bro. You can't tell me that didn't hurt them. That hurt.
No,
bro.
Let me finish. Hold on. I feel like the game was all wrong. How it was done. It should have been. It
shouldn't have been a game as a service. It shouldn't have been.
No. What I'm saying is like you should be able to choose any character from the jump, from the rip.
Yeah.
That's where they messed up.
And you should have had it to be where you can choose a villain. Like, I want to be Thanos, or I want to be Ultron. Like, it should have been. They kind of messed it up. Avengers service game was trash. Base game was good. Yeah,
it had potential as a multiplayer game.
No doubt. Hey, listen. Very rarely does a super player multiplayer game work. The only games like that work are like the top-down freaking Ultimate Alliance joints.
The DC. Or the DC universe, which it's a service game.
Yeah,
basically.
Okay. Now, how is that on PC? Because those are the kind of things that I want to.
I've been on PC for a while though.
I know.
So I guess you'll be alright with that. You get some.
Yeah, That's what a lot of this. Again. I've never gamed on PC before. The last time I gamed on a PC was on an Apple II GS back in 1987.
Well, you use the controllers, so you'll be alright. Especially on PC Game Pass games, so you'll be alright.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see, what this is going to introduce to me. But I mean, again, here's what I wanted to. Yeah, see, there are some games that you can only play on PC. World of Warcraft, I never played that before. Never.
Yeah.
I'll finally be able to play World of Warcraft. There are certain helicopters, planes you can get in Flight Simulator. I love Airwolf. That was my favorite show growing up as a kid.
Oh, okay.
It made me want to be a pilot. There's an Airwolf mod in Flight Simulator, not on console. There's an Airwolf mod in Grand Theft Auto on PC. Not on console. And with Starfield coming, and you're telling me that Starfield is only going to be 30 frames on console, you know damn well it's going to be 4K 60 on PC. And that's where I'm going to be playing.
Wow, now see, here's the thing. Now remember, that's exclusive to the Microsoft platform.
Mm-hmm.
So now, if you say, damn, it should be able to run C, but you got to remember, different engines gives you different results and stuff too.
Parker, if I cannot play Starfield at 60 frames, 4K 60, even though my monitor is a 5K HD, my 2.1, gives you 240 frames.
You could have waited. You could have got like an OLED monitor, 27-inch OLED monitor.
I got the curved 49 because again, I came to this decisions because I'm going to be playing a lot of simulator games, driving and flying.
Okay,
and they said that's why the curved monitor is the best way.
Oh, you like driving games? Well,
yeah.
Being that you will be getting that on VR2, right? The place is VR2. I believe Gran Turismo 7 is going to be for VR also, so you might want to check that out.
Yeah. But that's probably going to be the PSVR 2.
Yeah. But you get a VR2 anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. So, that's I want to see what happens. Certain mods, like I seen a guy playing Resident Evil, and he had Donald Duck playing, as Leon, and you can't do that on console. Yeah, all right, low key. Let's see. Yeah, certain things. Again, I hear people console war and say, "Well, my piece of plastic is better," and this is that and ever. I think that if you're going to be a true gamer, then you need to do it on the PC as well. You can't lock yourself down to just one or two.
But here's the thing. Well, I disagree with you. If you're a true gamer, it doesn't matter how many platforms.
Are you a true gamer? Don't you game on PC as well? You game
on
PC.
I game majority on PlayStation. It doesn't matter.
You do that because a lot of the PlayStation games come a year after on PC. But if those games were day and date PC on PlayStation, you would play it on your PC instead of your PlayStation.
maybe not.
Yes,
though,
you
right?
would. So Parker, if you get better frames on a PC, what in the hell would you play it on a PlayStation for if it came out day and date? It doesn't make
A
any
lot of
sense.
times, but you got a community on a PlayStation.
So you're
right?
telling me that community you can't now again that's the
people
key.
that you but yes, I'm saying. So
Yeah, that's the
so
key.
your friends
But-
and stuff like that.
But see, it's not
right?
going to see. But that's the difference between an Xbox guy and a PlayStation guy. I'm an Xbox guy, so all of my games that I play, Game Pass, whatever, I'm going to still have access to that community. You know, it's the PlayStation that holds the freaking, the multi.
You may, that's what I'm
hostage.
saying though.
So,
No, that's what I'm saying though. So like games like they're saying like it comes down to the games that a gamer plays though, right?
well, listen. At the end of the day, everybody plays NBA 2K, Call of Duty,
Yeah.
Fortnite,
Fortnite, all that.
Minecraft.
That's what I'm saying.
Those are the
Yeah,
games.
yeah.
Those are the games. Those are the games that everybody plays. Elder Scrolls is like kind of one of those community online things. Well, that's what Starfield's going to be. Those kind of things. So I'm fine with that. That's kind of again. That's why I wanted to do the whole PC thing to see what I'm missing. I hear Kingsbud used to come in here pulling his dick out plenty of times, talk about how PC is better. I hear you talk about how PC was better. I heard everybody come out and say it that has a PC. The only person that I have heard say negative things about PC that is also a console gamer was Z. Z's the only guy that I ever heard said that he'd rather play on console than play on his PC. He said because something about certain things, the drivers wouldn't work or whatever. He's the only guy I ever heard say that. Everybody else has said, hey, I'd rather play on PC. I have never seen somebody who has a game come out day and date on Xbox and PC playing on the Xbox as opposed to the PC. Why would you?
I'd rather not play. I wouldn't want to play like Call of Duty on PC. They cheat.
Well, I want to cheat, so I'm going to be one of those guys. I look forward to cheating. Because that's what I want to do. So, now that the wheels are back on the show, I need y'all all back here tomorrow night. Because it is a Monday, and we need to do this again on Monday. So, this was the NFL Turn Gaming Show. We're going to have a gaming show, Stay Gaming Show, tomorrow. Mr. Parker, will you be available?
What time, man? Are you sure, Ricky?
I am
you know how you
100% sure. Let's set it for... Is 9 o'clock good for everybody? Because it's 8 o'clock for Ty.
Now you sure? 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Right?
9 o'clock on the freaking dot. 9 o'clock, meet me in the green room. This is what we going to do. 9 o'clock, meet me in the green room. It's going down. We have to get continuity here. And that's for all of us. What Ty does on his show, what you do on your stuff, we all got to get continuity here. This is a reason I made this big investment, not just for a PC, not just for a desk or a monitor. I bought microphones. I bought cameras because my kids' tuition is going up for school. It's going to be $40,000 a year. So if this is going to be a side hustle and if this is going to grow, I've invested over $12,000 into this for it to grow. So let's see what happens. If this doesn't work, then I'm going to have to go to bail bond school. So I don't want to fucking do that. I don't want to go chasing, bailing people out of jobs because my mother has a bail bonds business and she was like, look, just be a bail bonds. If that tuition is kicking you in the ass. Because I'm going to tell you right now, putting kids in school, $40,000 a year for each kid, 6 figures ain't going to get it. It don't matter if you make 6 figures, bro. That ain't going to work. It's real out here. So we got to come up with a side hustle. It's hard to get people to pay rent and all this other shit. I don't know if that's the way to go. I used to think that was the way to do things. Own property, rent things out. It's not enough. It's not enough.
Get Section 8 now.
Yeah, that's what I'm working. I got to go to court Tuesday actually. So we won't have a show Tuesday. We'll have one Monday. I got to go to court Tuesday on an eviction. Hopefully this goes well. So there's a whole lot of things. I got to make more money. My life is already expensive, but I got to make money. Now it's for the kids' school. So now it's got to be done. I was a little lax but then I'm gonna tell you, when they picked that school, my heart dropped. I'm like, oh shit, that's the school they picked. I'm like, oh fuck, that shit's $4,000 a month. $4,000 a month. You're talking like $4,000 a month, bro. That's a lot of money. And I got to be able to make that back some way somehow. And if it's just having fun, chopping it up with the bros, that works for me. I'm cool with that.
But you got to spend money to make money. Everybody's on camera and all this other shit. So I said, fuck it. I'll get on camera. I'll show. Park, I'm gonna be doing shows on toys. I'm desperate right now. This is what I gotta release as much content as possible. So
I told you, Rick Brown, you didn't want to listen, that you could be doing stuff on Twitch also, right?
I will, bro. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna have to. I was thinking of doing my whole Death Stranding play on Twitch, but I'm so far into the game now. I'm near the end, so it doesn't really matter. I'll probably do.
People don't know. Most people don't know.
Yeah, I'll probably do. See, and I'm gonna do it a game by game basis. Once I'm done with Death Stranding, I'm gonna go to High on Life. I'm gonna stream that. Then I'm gonna stream the Gotham Knights. Whatever I play, I'm gonna stream it, because me playing it and not showing everybody what I do and how I come to these conclusions, or what I think's better, or what I think's a good game or a bad game, you're doing yourself an injustice. People want to see receipts. You know, I don't want to be the guy that has to keep showing a freaking video game PSN or Xbox Live account saying, oh, I played this game. You see me play the game on Twitch, or you see me play the game on YouTube, and I'll come up with my thoughts. And I already see Ty's doing that. Parker does that. You guys stream your shit. And we all got to be on one accord. We just need continuity. And yeah, I get it. I was dogging it. I was chilling. I was like, a couple shows a week. But now, I put my money where my mouth is. I'm going to make this work. And that's what I got to do. As soon as I get all my shit here, we're going to try to hook it up. I'm changing a whole lot of shit in the cave. I got to get rid of a few display cases and maybe even a couch or two. I got to take a few shelves off the wall because my PC needs its own dedicated area where that's not going to be moved around. It's going to sit here. The mic going to be set up. The camera going to be set up. I don't know if I'm going to do a blue screen or not. I kind of like the way my background is with like my action figures and shit in the back. I kind of like the way that is. My Infinity Gauntlet and all that shit. I kind of like the way that is. I ordered some shit. It's not even here yet. I'll post it in. I bought a lot of my shit off of Amazon. I don't know if that's good or bad, but
I was thinking about getting me a 4K camera.
oh yeah, it's definitely a 4K camera. Definitely a 4K camera. But I just want to know how. Now, somebody told me I could get two and just keep changing the view. Like, if I'm talking about something, use this camera. Like, oh, then, boom, go back to the other one, and then you could do screen, show your screen, show your monitor on screen when you're streaming live. It's a whole bunch of things. I'm going to be doing shit that I'm not used to doing, so it's going to be a rough draft of a lot of things. Like I said, I anticipate getting everything by February 1st. You know, the PC's not built yet. It's not here. But you can't hook up everything until you get the PC. So once that comes, I figure 5 or 6 days after that, I'll be up and running kind of how I want to be. So that's what I'm shooting for now. But
Hear that, Parker? Set your camera up.
I don't know what, Parker. Yeah, you got to get your camera together, bro. Don't be like Dealer, where he's the only one with no camera. Dealer be going to everybody's show showing that same Real Deal logo. Don't put them on camera. They like to put a face with the voice. You know what I'm saying?
He said he live in Chicago with me. He said he live here.
Parker live in Jersey. Parker live in Jersey. He's a Chicago Bulls fan.
Come on, Dealer.
Oh, Dealer?
Yeah.
I don't know where.
He said he live in Chicago, and he said he don't want people to harass him and stuff like that.
What are you talking?
Yeah, he probably.
So wait a minute. Doesn't he hang out with Colt and the rest of those dudes? They're on camera, and you notice that with that show. Hey, look, I got no problem with them, but everybody that's on Dealer's show, they're not on camera. But when they go on their own shows, they're on camera. You think that he tells them, hey, look, don't go on camera on the show because I'm not on camera? But if you on your own shit, you go, like, I don't know how that works. I mean, I know I'm going on camera. Y'all don't have to. I mean, that's your business. But Ty said he going to go on camera. You know? So, I mean, whatever.
Dilla might be scam artist. You never know.
I heard rumors about some things, but I ain't gonna get into that. But you know, hey, it is what it is. I think that's what we just hopefully by mid-February, I should be set on how I can just sit down on the desk and just get it going. Because right now I'm streaming from a laptop. I'm gonna stream from that gaming PC, bro. It's more than powerful enough to do that. But that's where I'm gonna be streaming from. This laptop that I'm on now, it's keep it for the church. Like I use it for my church stuff. Keep it separate. I don't want to keep switching using the same laptop. Nope, I don't want to do that. So it's a few things I'm gonna have to change around. So by mid-February, I'll definitely be ready for a more professional, a more better looking, like you see the overlays and all this other stuff, going on in the background, and whatever topic we're talking about. I tried to do that a little bit today. Whatever we were talking about, I changed the picture. Like we were talking about console, I changed the console. We was talking about Nintendo, I put Nintendo logo on the back. That's the kind of stuff I'm going to do. Kind of how like part of the interruption is, where they have like the little timer. You're talking about something. If they're talking about the Lakers and the Bulls, they have the Laker and the Bulls symbol, and I have a countdown for how long they're talking about it. Then you move on to the next topic. I want us to do stuff like that. So that way, if somebody is just tuning in, they know what we're talking about. And you don't have to wait until you hear a audio hint or something to say, oh, they're talking about ABK. Oh, they're talking about Death Stranding. Oh, they're talking about Final Fantasy. No, while we were doing this show today, every time we were talking about something like that, I changed it. It's like, oh, okay, boom. So at least people see the background change. They're like, all right, what are they talking about that? Boom, that's how we do it. But, hey, there's much to do. So, yeah, Loki gonna start streaming games on YouTube too, my man. See, yeah, we all listen. Loki, Ty, Parker, there's money to be made out here by just doing what we like to do. We might as well get some of it. And all we gotta do is just be consistent. That's all we gotta do. Is find a little bit of time. 3 days a week. Sunday, Monday, and Friday. That's it. That's all it takes. That's all you need. You don't want to oversaturate yourself. We can do that. And I think the most fun we're going to have with the NFL show is talking about the off season. It's fun talking in the off season because the off season is unpredictable. If your team stinks during the regular season, we talk about they stink. There's nothing we can do. But in the off season, we can talk about the cuts that are happening, salary cap moves, boom, all of that stuff. It's NFL now, but then boom, once the NFL season's over, we probably go over to the NBA. We'll start talking more NBA. That's just how it is. So we'll figure this out. But in the meantime, I got to take a shower because now I got the whole basement smelling like a gym because I've been moving back and forth a million times here. Man. Yeah, because see, I don't stand still. I got 6,000 steps just walking back and forth, talking on the internet.
I do that during the day when I'm at work.
Yeah, 6,000 steps, bro. Just walking and talking. Like, that's what I do. I walk, talk, boom, boom, left to right, pop, pop. That's what I did. And I got 6,000 steps just by doing that. And now I'm hungry. I ain't had nothing to eat all day. So, oh shit, yeah, I gotta get something to eat. But, I thank y'all for coming through.
Hold on a second.
The Eagle fans got something to say. Here you go.
Your man next year 720 just shared something on Twitter where it say Grounded sold 2.8 million on Steam. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart sold 1.2 million, and Returnal sold 400K. It outsold two of Sony first.
But it sold more than 400K though. Returnal though. Actually,
Oh,
wasn't over
Steam.
500 on Steam.
Steam.
Ratchet and Clank's on Steam. When is Steam?
That's what it say. It say Grounded 2.8. See, it's on. He just he posted it 8 hours ago, but it said Grounded outsold both.
Damn.
Steam alone.
Damn, they down bad.
Yeah,
Oh my god. Yo,
Turtle at 400K sales.
Ty,
Ratchet and Clank
screenshot
at
that.
1.2.
That's gonna be tomorrow's topic. We're gonna put that on there too. We're gonna put that on topic. Oh man. Yeah,
I didn't even know Ratchet and Clank was on Steam though, to be honest.
That's probably on PlayStation, honestly. I guess they just count Grounded Steam sales versus Ratchet and Clank and Returnal sales.
But I believe Ratchet and Clank, it might have, I don't know the sales. It's
1.2
supposed to be.
million.
Oh,
I think more than that though.
Loki, the Cap and Bet fan, has said that was like the first month of sales. Cap.
Wow. Yeah, you got
For Returnal, I think Returnal was at I know Returnal was less than $1 million. It might be more than $1 million now because it's in PS Plus and they count those as sales, so it might be more now.
When Returnal came out, it wasn't in PS Plus though. I remember it was probably like 500,000.
Yeah, it was 500,000. Yeah, so it's probably
those numbers he got is off. Now it's on PC, so those numbers he got is off.
We're talking about the same guy that said that Stalker 2 was canceled. All right, come on now, you got to understand what we're dealing with here.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, his numbers
it's the
off.
Same guy, man. It's the same guy. And then Post Up was telling him what it was, and he's like, "Post, I need this."
I need this post. Yo, that shit was funny. He said, Post, I need this. I need this post. And the poster was like, this man talking about Stalker 2 is canceled. And he's like, Post, I need this. And then Post just said, all right, whatever, you got it, brother. And then Post just let off. And so then what does he do the next show? Stalker 2 not canceled. I got bad advice from whatever. He threw some dude under the bus. Like, he's funny with that shit. Yeah, it was 5. Yeah, but see, here's the thing, low-key. It's 500,000. If you only sold 500,000 in 3 months, you ain't sold another 500,000 in 2 years, because as you see, but hold on, let me finish. But God of War sold 5.1 million, and then the next week it went down 80-something%. So if God of War is gonna lose 80% of its sales the next week, Returnal's gonna lose 90-something% because it's not God of War. That's a fact. We got to take that into consideration too.
Now, if you look at this, was published January 29th, 2001, right? Rift Apart sold more than 1 million copies.
Yeah,
that was back in 21.
That was around the release date, but I do remember where Rift Apart didn't do great, because that same month that Rift Apart came out, the Xbox beat it in an MPD. And I had a fight with Legendary because Legendary was telling me that Ratchet & Clank was a system seller. And I said, how the hell is it a system seller if they got beat down in the MPDs? How? How did make that make sense? And he fought me for about 3 hours.
Okay, listen to this though, right? I'm going back. So yeah, his numbers are off, but 400, like, also it said elsewhere, PS5 exclusive Returnal is on 560 copies sold and counting. So yeah, that was before all the PlayStation Plus. So that was already at 565. So yeah, his numbers kind of off right there.
Yeah, but you counting free games.
No, I'm not counting free games. No, I'm not.
500 and counting. That means you counting free games as well too.
No, it's not free games.
Well,
no, this is like, I'm reading. Hold up, listen. I'm reading.
But I guarantee you, there's more people playing Grounded, than Grand. But the point is, that's a games. It's a server game. You can't compare Grounded to like Returnal and Ratchet and Clank. Like, those people.
All I'm saying is,
they're not engagement games. Those games are not engaging.
My point. It's not so much about Grounded. It's about people putting out stuff. It's not accurate with their information.
They're never accurate.
And misleading people though.
But that's the nature of this business. It's clickbait. It's bullshit. That's what it's all about. Everybody does it. It's all gone. It's all cap. All cap. It's all cap. Grid talking about he's going to meet a guy in the parking lot and fight him, and the guy gave him the wrong address. Like, how many parking lots have a mall? Cap. They was never going to fight anyway. Like, man.
I'm just saying, so, like, I don't like clickbait stuff. I'm just saying, when you try, like, pass information off, at least check it, fact check.
Hey, matter of fact, I think Ratchet & Clank is in PS Plus. Thank Loki. That's the next game I'll play.
Now?
It's
probably
in there.
now.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. I think Rift Apart is. Well, wait a minute now. You got Days Gone's in there. You got Returnal in there. You got Ghost of Tsushima in there. Rift Apart has to be in there. You sure?
Yeah, I got that.
I got the high tier too. Yeah, I got the top tier too.
Yeah, I want that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I came out, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. So.
Beat it.
Yo,
Loki,
Loki, no doubt, bro. Just listen. Loki said he's coming in next show. Loki, we going on tomorrow, live 9:00 Eastern time. So
man, I don't get down when people putting false information.
All right, so well, guess what? So now I like this. Me and Ty are taking on Parker and Loki tomorrow at 9:00. It's the battle of the box versus the pony.
I mean. Yeah, all that, but I believe in putting out factual information.
Okay.
I don't really like to do a whole lot of
now here's the
thing. We're dealing with information.
Everybody better have their receipts tomorrow.
For what?
Have the receipt. We going to war tomorrow.
But what is the topics though? That's what I'm saying.
Oh, we'll have the topics. Don't worry, you'll have your topics by noon tomorrow. By noon, because I'm gonna be watching some football now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
We'll have our topics by noon. Loki's in this Discord. He'll see it. He said, Parker need help. Oh, man. Yeah, Ty put Parker in a bad headspace.
I ain't putting in bad headspace, but people, I don't believe in putting out fraudulent information. Misleading information, though.
How the hell do you go on Z Show then?
Oh,
everything he put on there is fraudulent.
Yeah, he's the one that started this fraudism right now. He's the
But,
guy.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I never would, like do that. Everybody got do what they do, but I try to like be factual. I put like a certain information out, or at least like quoting the source, like like So people, I don't know how people like tend to read as much and look into something, but he'll just put that out there. Oh, and fanboys or whatever side run with something. Like, that's crazy though. To me.
Oh man, Loki said he's a hybrid. I'm a hybrid too, Loki. I'm a PC / Xbox / PlayStation / Nintendo / retro kind of guy. I'm a hybrid too. Call me mixed. You know what I mean? That's what I'll call myself. I'm like that Twist ice cream, little chocolate, little vanilla. Yeah, that's me. That's the Rick.
Rick said he albino. He don't know what
Facts. I'm blinded and my eyes are red. That's what the problem is. I'm mad, but hit the like button if it was in here. We consistently say that about between 7 to 10 views. People, Loki interacting in the chat. Got to be a legend. Stop by. Parker finally came back to home. I don't know what was going on with him. Maybe he had a COVID protocol. He wasn't in there with us, but we just need more continuity. Hopefully Parker shows up tomorrow at 9 o'clock. I know Ty will be here. Loki's gonna be here, and we're gonna shoot the shit. We're gonna be alright. It's just gonna be fun. This is our time. This is our Super Bowl of gaming. You got the year just started, and every news that we get is good news. And then that whole ABK BS is going down next month, and we're gonna be talking about that. So we have a whole lot of things to talk about. So I look forward to that. I'm gonna watch some NFL. And then after that, I gotta finish this Death Stranding. I gotta finish Death Stranding this week. I've been on this game for almost 100 hours. I gotta go now.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm gonna be on this 2K, man.
Yeah.
Double XP rec. It's like 14 hours
Dang.
left in that.
It's 14. See, that's what I get. I can only play one game at a time, man. In Death Stranding, I didn't know that if you built the whole highway, that you didn't get a trophy for it. I built the whole highway. They didn't give me nothing. That took me about 40 hours, bro, to build that highway.
Man.
All right, Loki. Yeah, bro, I built the whole thing up. All right, Parker. All right, Ty. I'm gonna get up with y'all.
All right.
Tomorrow at 9. So actually, I'd say be in here at 8:30. So we can
All right,
get
Parker, you doing the show tonight on your channel?
You doing a show tonight, Parker?
I'll probably be streaming though on the Twitch though. You feel me? Yeah. I'm trying to still get to this 40. I got like 5 days left. Oh my god.
Boy, that 40 ain't worth it.
Yeah. I mean, it was extra 2 cores. What level you at, Ty? 2K? You still playing it? Oh, you at 10? Yeah, you should be on that. Oh, yeah, that's right. You should be on that though. You can get there though.
You
I
doing
still
a show
got some
tonight?
coins.
You doing a show tonight, Parker?
Yeah, Parker, do a show tonight. Go ahead and stream and come on in, hit one of these little rooms and have us in there.
No doubt.
Okay. I probably have to set that up though.
Yeah, let's
like,
do that.
As far as like where I'm getting like the audio and stuff, so things like that.
Yeah, let's do that. All right. I'm
Yeah.
getting up out of here. I gotta watch these NFL games. I gotta take me a shower and fix me something to eat. I'm hungry as hell. So, all right, fellas. Thanks for coming through. Everybody hit that like button, subscribe. I need my 10 subs back that I lost for being dormant. So we gotta get them back. All right.
Tell them y'all legally blind.
No, man, I don't know. Hopefully, I gotta start doing giveaways and shit. I ain't gonna be able to afford that, y'all, with this damn PC. I'm letting y'all know now. So, I give you some Xbox Live code.